A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. The daily problems of most teachers are not restricted to the ones they face at school. Our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School, is no exception to this rule.
No, indeed. Many of my problems don't begin until I leave school, or before I start to school. This in spite of the fact that my home life consists of just A, my landlady, Mrs. Davis, and B, our cat, Minerva. Unfortunately, A is extremely absent-minded, and B is allergic to cat hair. Last Friday morning, the three of us were having breakfast together.
Careful, dear. Don't drink so fast or you'll get milk all over you.
Thanks for reminding me, Mrs. Davis. May I have that napkin, please?
Here you are, Connie. You look pretty silly with your whiskers all fried.
Well, you wouldn't. Oh, you're talking to Minerva.
Yes. Oh, finished, Minerva. There's a good girl. Now go on into the kitchen and wait for me.
While you're out there, do the dishes. All right, I'll do the dishes.
Oh, don't bother, Connie. You better get ready to go to school. Walter Denton should be picking you up any minute. Of course, you could dust the living room for me if you've got a minute. Those andirons I bought yesterday are pretty dusty.
Andirons? But, Mrs. Davis, we haven't got a fireplace.
That's what I told the salesman, Connie. But he carried them all the way up to our door by then.
From where?
From his car. He said it was his first time in this neighborhood.
A door-to-door andiron salesman. Well, that's a new wrinkle.
Yes, he was, Connie. And rather gray, too. That's why I just had to buy them. You'll find the set over by the piano. There's a brush and a sister came with them.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's burn the piano. I'm sorry, Mrs. Davis. What you buy is your own business, but I don't like to see people take advantage of you all the time.
Oh, but, Connie, nobody takes advantage of me.
Certainly they do. You're always doing favors for somebody, and most of the time they're practically strangers. Like that night you consented to sit for that couple down the street. You sat all right till 5 in the morning.
But they couldn't find anybody else to stay with their children.
A fine litter it was, too. 2 sets of twins, 8 months old and 2 years old.
Oh, it wasn't so bad. They had a lovely phonograph, and I listened to music all evening long. It had a record changer and everything.
You probably set a few changing records yourself that night. Mrs. Davis, you've just got to learn how to say no to people.
I guess I'm just an easy mark. Well, I'll get on with these dishes.
Oh, that's probably Walter now. Coming! Yes?
Miss Brooks, isn't it? I'm a neighbor of yours, Mrs. Evans. George and I live about a mile from here.
Are you asking me or telling me? Come in, neighbor.
Oh, thank you.
Come into the living room. Sit down, Mrs. Evans.
Oh, you still don't know who I am, do you? Let's see. Belmont Laundry. Does that do anything to you?
Well, they tear my slips once in a while.
Oh, I knew that would do it. It is good to chat with you again, Miss Brooks.
Again? When did you chat with me last, Mrs. Evans?
Right after the holiday.
The Easter holiday?
No, dear. Last Thanksgiving. We were both at the Belmont Laundry to complain about the service. And on the way out, we had a conversation. I said, isn't this laundry getting terrible? And you agreed with me. Now, do you remember?
Of course. I just forgot some of the details.
I know you'll forgive me if I'm brief, Miss Brooks. I've been rather upset lately. It's George.
It is?
Yes, my husband isn't a bit well, and that's why we have to make this trip. The doctor seems to think that a week in the country will do him a world of good, so we're going upstate this afternoon. Molly has a farm up there, you know. It's a beautiful place.
If there's one thing Molly knows, it's how to pick a farm.
Oh, but she didn't pick... Uncle Fred left it to Molly. But George is so attached to peanuts. And, well, Miss Brooks, for just this 1 week, will you take care of peanuts for us?
Well, it's all according. How many bags of them are there?
Well, You don't understand. Peanut is our dog, the cutest thing you ever saw, and he's no trouble at all. I've got him right outside in our station wagon. Come on out and take a look at him.
Oh, but Mrs. Evans, the
We'll
dog...
take him with us, but Molly's afraid of dogs. Come on, Miss Brooks. I took the liberty of parking in your driveway.
Yes, I see. Who's that at the wheel, your husband?
No, that's Peanut.
Oh. Did he drive you down? I mean, what kind of a dog is that, Mrs. Evans?
He's a Dane, of course.
I should have known. He's built just like Lauritz Melchior.
Peanut, come on, boy.
How can he get out? The windows are closed.
He opens the door with his teeth. We taught him how when he was just a little puppy, and he's never forgotten it. He's got a wonderful memory.
He should have. His father was an elephant.
Miss Brooks.
I left a crossword puzzle up this tree.
Don't be afraid. He likes you. You see, he wants to make friends. He's talking to you.
That's all his friends.
Come on, Peanut. There's a good boy. Give Miss Brooks your paw, Peanut.
No, thanks. I've got a couple. Mrs. Evans, I don't think we
Well,
can
let's
trust
go in
you.
the house now so I can give you a few last-minute instructions. Come on, Peanut. You might as well get used to your new home. You're going to be here for a week.
Oh, but Mrs. Evans, I can't accept the responsibility for a dog this size. Besides, this isn't my house. I just rent a room here. Mrs. Davis owns the place, and she couldn't possibly have a dog that...
dishes, Connie, and... Oh, I didn't know you had company. Who are these folks, Connie?
These folks, Mrs. Davis, are Mrs. Evans and her dog, Peanut.
How do you do?
So we meet again, Mrs. Davis.
Again?
We all take from the same laundry.
You know, I was just telling Miss Brooks here how little trouble Peanut is around the house. He's really a lap dog, you know, but he doesn't require any special attention whatsoever. He'll eat some of whatever you eat, get up when you get up, and go to sleep when you go to sleep.
I hope he's got his own toothbrush. Look, Mrs. Evans, this cottage belongs to Mrs. Davis, and it's up to her.
Oh, don't think about me, Connie. If you want this lovely dog, please take him.
Good night, all.
Oh, thank you, Miss Brooks. And you won't be sorry. Peanuts is loads of fun. Well, I'd better be running along now.
Oh, but where do we get in touch with
Well,
you?
you
if
won't
Peanuts
have to
has-
get in touch with us. We'll contact you as soon as we return from the farm. Goodbye, my dear.
Now you've done it, Mrs. Davis.
I've done it. Why, Connie, Mrs. Evans is your friend.
My friend? I only met her once in my life.
Well, it's done now, Connie. Might as well make the best of it. By the way, where is the dog?
Well, he's probably in the kitchen. The door is ajar.
Well, that's funny. I left it closed.
He opens it with his teeth. They taught him when he was a puppy. Come on.
There was a whole leg of lamb on the stove, Connie.
That's right, Mrs. Davis.
Peanuts, you didn't eat that whole leg of lamb.
Oh, Mrs. Davis, we can't afford to feed this dog. Not if we want to eat, too.
Oh, that's Walter Denton, Connie. Shall I answer it?
No, I'll let Walter in. Walter? Say, he hasn't got a dog of his own, has he?
Not that I know of, Connie.
A kid like that? I bet he'd love the idea of taking care of Peanuts for a week. His folks have a big backyard, too. It'd be just the thing. Coming, Walter. Now, whatever you do, Mrs. Davis, keep the dog out of sight until I've prepared him. Well, Walter Denton. Come in, Walter. Come in.
Oh, thanks, Miss Brooks. I'd have been here sooner, but I was dog-tired this morning.
That's a coincidence. Walter, who would you say is a fella's best friend next to his mother?
Stretch Snodgrass. He's mine, anyway. Why, Miss Brooks?
I mean in the animal kingdom, Walter. Who is man's best friend?
Well, out west they say a horse is.
Right. And next to a horse?
A dog, I guess.
Right again, Walter. Now, what would you do if you could get an animal combining the best features of both?
I'll get it, Miss Brooks.
You will, Walter. For 1 week, I'm offering you absolutely free of charge the opportunity to look after, play with, and be a pal to a wonderful creature named Peanuts.
Peanuts? Oh, where is he?
Right in the kitchen. A friend of mine left him here, but, well, when I thought of how much bigger your backyard is, I just couldn't help it. I knew I'd have to make the sacrifice. Call him, Walter. Call Peanuts.
How would you say so, Miss Brooks?
Peanut. Here, Peanut.
Walter, come down off that piano. He's heard a fly.
I'm not worried about his reaction to flies, Miss Brooks. Are you sure he won't bite?
Positive. Come on now, just pet him. He likes you, Walter. Give him your paw, boy. Go on. Give him your paw. Not you, Walter.
Oh, he's all right. Oh, but I couldn't take him home even for a week, Miss Brooks. My folks have started a garden out in the back.
A garden?
Yeah, that's why I haven't got my own dog right now.
Oh, I wish I knew what to do with him. Frankly, Walter, I just can't afford to feed him for a week.
I've got an idea. How about leaving him at Snodgrass's pet shop? You know, Stretch's old man. He's got all kinds of animals down there, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Perfect, Walter. Then when Mrs. Evans comes back, she can pay his food bill. Come on, Peanut. Oh, just one thing, Walter. I'd better drive today. You can sit in back with Peanut.
In back? But there isn't room back here for both of us, Miss Brooks.
Sure there is. He's a lap dog, Walter. You can sit in his lap.
Well, here's the pet shop, Miss Brooks. We can... Oh, golly, I forgot.
What?
It's closed. Stretch told me his pop was going away for the weekend.
Oh, that's just dandy. Now we'll have to take Peanuts to school.
To school? But, Miss Brooks, Mr. Conklin doesn't allow dogs at school. If he saw Peanuts, he'd blow his top.
Our beloved principal will just have to make an exception, Walter. Besides, this dog is completely outside of Mr. Conklin's jurisdiction.
Well, what do you mean, Miss Brooks?
He happens to be a Danish citizen.
Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, will continue in just a moment. But first, here is Vern Smith. Here's wonderful news, ladies. Wonderful, wonderful news. Now there's something thrillingly new in Palmolive Soap's famous Beauty Lather. Yes, something thrillingly new. Palmolive's famous Beauty Lather now brings you new fragrance, new charm, new allure.
Millions of women will prefer Beauty Lather Palmolive over all other leading toilet soaps the minute they try it. For Palmolive Soap's famous Beauty Lather now has a new, clean, flower-fresh fragrance for new allure, new charm.
So, ladies, forget all other beauty care and use Palmolive soap the way doctors advise for a lovelier complexion. Just stop improper cleansing and instead wash your face with Palmolive soap 3 times a day, massaging Palmolive's wonderful Beauty Lather onto your skin for 60 seconds each time to get its full beautifying effect. Then rinse. That's all. All types of skin, young, older, oily, respond to it quickly. Don't wait another day to try Palmolive's Beauty Lather. You'll be thrilled by its new fragrance, new charm, new allure. Thrilled again by the fresher, brighter complexion doctors prove may soon be yours.
For new loveliness all over, use big bath-size Palmolive in tub or shower.
In spite of my enforced bravado, I was pretty squeamish about getting Peanuts into school without Mr. Conklin finding out about it. Fortunately, we were early, and while Walter parked his car, I was able to hustle the dog into the supply room with a minimum of incident. Of course, a few students we did encounter in the halls will spend the remainder of their adolescence with hanging jaws and bulging eyes, but that was unavoidable. Stretch Snodgrass, Madison's star athlete, known to the faculty as the body beautiful and the head empty, was in charge of the supply room when Peanuts and I arrived.
Hi, Miss Brooks.
Quiet. This is Peanuts, Stretch.
Oh, I didn't notice him. Nice pooch.
Pooch? Well, you're not seeing him at his best, Stretch. He usually carries a barrel around his neck with a St. Bernard in it. Stretch, we've got to keep him out of sight. Mr. Conklin mustn't find out that he's in school.
Oh, he won't. Mr. Conklin's at the doctor's office. Harriet told me when she gave me the key to this supply room. Her father's getting tested for
Allergies?
Yeah. He won't be in for an hour yet. Harriet said she talked to him on the phone, and he's half shot.
Translation. He's only through with half the shots the doctor's giving him.
But don't worry about Peanuts, Miss Brooks. I'll keep him right here in the supply room. Oh, look, Miss Brooks. He's scratching his own back. Isn't it cute? He smiles while he does it.
Don't you? I wonder what he's got back there.
Well, it's probably just a mild case of hives.
Well, it's certainly clever the way he takes the hives with one paw and beats them to death with the other.
You'll make a great watchdog if I have to leave this place for anything. Can you imagine what a gag it'd be if somebody just wandered in to snitch a pencil or something?
Yeah, great gag. They'd probably get hysterical permanently.
I've sent for you, Miss Brooks, because I feel that you, of all the personnel at Madison, can keep a cool and level head in time of crisis.
Well, thank you, Mr. Conklin, but
I'm
what
trying
is...
to be calm myself, Miss Brooks. I shall make every effort to acquaint you with the facts in as brief and concise a manner as is possible.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I returned from the doctor's office about an hour ago, some allergy shots. I was jotting down some possible prizes for the community chest raffle and found myself in need of another notebook.
Yes, Mr. Conklin?
Pending your opinion, Miss Brooks, I have so far failed to notify the police or fire department. It is my belief that if we can successfully avoid any and all panic, we can ourselves remove the student body and faculty to a place of safety from this danger.
What danger?
Miss Brooks, there's a leopard in the supply room.
Oh, is that all? I mean, that's impossible, Mr. Conklin.
Impossible? But I tell you, I saw it.
Mr. Conklin, you said yourself you've just had some shots. Isn't it possible that what you saw could have been an illusion?
Miss Brooks, I slammed the door on the creature as soon as I saw it, but not until I'd gotten a good look. When I think of those slavering jaws, what they could rend.
What they've already rent. That is, I'm sure the shots had
Come with
something...
me, Miss Brooks. I'll prove to you the shots had nothing to do with it. But for the life of me, I don't comprehend. Miss Brooks, what do you suppose that leopard is doing in the supply room?
Maybe he ran out of something.
Careful, Miss Brooks. That puny door could never hold him if he becomes enraged. Let's tiptoe up to it and listen to the beast.
When I'm calling you...
The beast hasn't got a bad voice. Oh, Stretch, it's us. Mr. Conklin and I. Open up.
Okay. Hi.
Where is it?
Where's what, Mr. Conklin?
The beast. It was a big... It had... Oh. How long have you been in this room, Snodgrass?
Oh, right along, Mr. Conklin. All morning.
You see, Mr. Conklin, it was those shots after all. Now, why don't you go back to your office and lie down for a while?
I can't understand it. I saw him as clearly as I see you. Clearer. Maybe I'd better get back to my office at that. Lot to do today. I've still got to find a suitable prize for that raffle. Maybe I'll call my doctor. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll call the doctor. That's what I'm going to do. It. The doctor.
Quick, Stretch. Get him out from under and let's go.
Get who out from under what, Miss Brooks?
Peanuts. You hid him, didn't you, when I told you that Mr. Conklin was with me?
Oh, no, Miss Brooks. Peanut's blue.
He blew?
Yeah. I didn't want to admit it in front of old man Mr. Conklin. But I left the supply room for about 10 minutes. And when I got back, the dog had taken a powder.
He could use some powder. This is terrible, Stretch. We've got to find him before Mr. Conklin sees him again. You'd better go directly to the cafeteria and look for him.
Cafeteria? But it isn't lunch period yet, Miss Brooks.
For him, it's lunch period all day. Some of our younger students are still pretty tender, you know. I'll look in Mr. Boynton's biology laboratory. Maybe something in the lab attracted Peanuts. I know there's something that attracts me in there. Now, suppose you get going, Stretch.
Okay, Miss Brooks. I'll report back to you if I find him.
Yes, do that, Stretch. I'll just close up the supply...
Excuse me, Miss Brooks, but I just ran into Daddy in the hall. He's very overwrought.
Well, that's better than being underwrought. Your father's just a little nervous, Harriet. He's been to the doctor, you know.
Yes, I know. That's why he asked me to tell you that you've got to pick out a prize for the community chest raffle tickets we sold last week.
Me?
Yes. The drawing's this afternoon.
Get her on, Harriet. Right now, I've got to see a real man about a real dog. Excuse me, Mr. Boynton. I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Oh, not at all, Miss Brooks. I was just going to have a little snack. Brought some milk and pastry from home. It's Danish.
Danish? Well, don't bite it till you see if it's wearing a license.
What?
I'll skip it, Mr. Boynton. Do you mind if I look around the lab?
No, Miss Brooks, but what are you looking for?
I'd rather skip that, too, Mr. Boynton. If I tell you, you'll only give me an incredulous look and say, why did you do a crazy thing like that?
No, I won't, honestly.
Well, I lost a dog. It's a Great Dane, Mr. Boynton. I brought him to school this morning.
You brought a Great Dane to school? Why did you do a crazy thing like that?
I knew it. But it's too late for explanations now, Mr. Boynton. I've got to find him.
Of course. I'll do everything I can to help you, but let's approach this problem in a scientific manner. Take the habits and customs of the creature and go from there.
Fine, but do you know the habits of a Great Dane?
Oh, Miss Brooks, I'm a biologist, if I say so myself. I know the habits of animals from A to Z. Or perhaps I should say from aardvark to zebra. That's a little joke we scientists like to tell.
Well, tell it later on, will you? Right now, we've got to find Peanuts. That's his name.
Oh, well, the Great Dane, also called boarhound, has a keen sense of smell. He's an excellent dog for hunting.
I know. I've been hunting this one all morning.
Tell me, Miss Brooks, where was he when you last saw him?
In the supply room.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's consider for a moment the Dane's remarkable sense of hearing. It's 5 times greater than a man's, you know. Do you think he might have heard anything that made him run away?
Just the one about the aardvark and the zebra.
Please, Miss Brooks, I'm trying to help you. The Dane was originally developed to hunt boars, hence the name boarhound, and he was a cross between...
Oh, pardon me, Mr. Boynton, but you've just given me a very important lead. You say the Dane likes to hunt boars.
That's correct.
Then all I have to do is put myself in his place. Now, if I was hunting for a boar, where would I go?
Well, I'm sure I don't know.
I do. I'd go to the office of the biggest boar at Madison. Mr. Conklin, here I come.
Come in.
Hello, Mr. Conklin. Could I talk to you for a moment?
I suppose so, Miss Brooks. Sit down. This has been a trying day for me, a very trying day.
Yes, I know, Mr. Conklin.
They haven't been able to isolate my particular allergy, and the doctor says it may take some... Excuse me. Hello, Mr. Allergy speaking. Conklin.
Hello, Mr. Conklin. This is Mrs. Davis. I wouldn't disturb you at school like this, but it's terribly important. I've got to speak to Miss Brooks.
Oh, she's right here, Mrs. Davis. It's for you.
Thank you. Hello, Mrs. Davis.
Hello, Connie. I've just some distressing news for you. Mrs. Davis called and said her husband's doctor discovered that he's allergic to dog hair.
Mrs. Evans? What?
Naturally, they can't keep Peanuts any longer. So Mrs. Evans told me to tell you that he's yours.
Mine? Oh, but I can't... Where is Mrs. Evans? I'll call her back.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Connie. They just left town for the summer.
Left town? But... Well, I'll talk to you about it later on, Mrs. Davis. Thanks, if you'll forgive a lie, for calling.
Everything all right, Miss Brooks?
Huh? Oh, yes. Everything is dandy, Mr. Conklin.
Good, good. Now, about this prize for the community chest raffle, I've been racking my brain. Have you been able to think of anything? What did you say, Miss Brooks?
Me? I didn't say anything, Mr. Conklin. What did you say?
I said...
I thought that's what you said. Mr. Conklin, I think I've got the answer to both your problems.
What?
Well, first, your allergy. Mr. Conklin, do you hang your coat in the closet over there?
Yes, I do.
And did you wear a tan top coat to school today?
That's right.
How tall is it?
Tall?
Has it got soft brown buttons?
Yes, I think they're brown.
With long eyelashes?
Miss Brooks, what are you trying to...
Grip the arms of your chair tightly, Mr. Conklin. Peanuts! Here, Peanuts!
Take it away! Take it away!
Mr. Conklin? Meet Mr. Conklin, Peanuts. Mr. Conklin, shake hands with the first prize in the community chest raffle.
As our Miss Brooks returns in just a moment, but first, dream girl, beautiful Lustre Cream girl.
Tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Lustre Cream shampoo. Only Lustre Cream brings you Kay Dumit's magic formula blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Gives loveliness lather even in hardest water. Glamorizes your hair as you wash it. Lustre Cream. Not a soap, not a liquid, but a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen. Soft, manageable. Gives new beauty to all hairdos or permanent. 4-ounce jar, $1. Smaller sizes, either tubes or jars. Tonight, try Lustre Cream shampoo. and be a
dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a luster cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, the drawing for the grand prize occurred in assembly that afternoon.
Attention, everyone. Quiet. Quiet, please. Quiet. I'm happy to say that every member of the student body and faculty has contributed something to our community chest drive. And as we promised, there will be a prize for the holder of the winning number, which is 644.
Miss Brooks, let's see your stub.
My stuff? Oh, don't be silly, Walter. I never won a raffle in my life.
Oh, you won this one?
Oh,
it's
no.
44.
Oh, no, Walter.
Right here, Mr. Conklin. It's Miss Brooks.
Well, congratulations, Miss Brooks. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Just one thing, Mr. Conklin.
Our Miss Brooks Show, brought to you by Palmolive Soap, Your Beauty Hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written and directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch. Mr. Boynton is played by Jeff Chandler, Mr. Conklin by Gail Gordon. Others in tonight's cast were Jane Morgan, Dick Krenner, Gloria McMillan, Leonard Smith, Mary Jane Croft, and Pinto Colvig.
Men, do you shave with a lather or brushless shave cream? Palmolive shaving cream comes both ways. And whichever way you prefer to shave, you'll find that using either Palmolive brushless or Palmolive lather shaving cream can bring you more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Here's the proof. 2,548 men tried the new Palmolive way to shave described on the tube. And no matter how they had shaved before, 3 out of every 4 got more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Get Palmolive brushless or Palmolive lather shaving cream today.
For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North, the exciting, fun-packed adventures of an amateur detective and his beautiful wife. Tune in Tuesday evening over most of these same stations. And be with us again next week at this same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. One good reason to be proud we're Americans is that we're always free to tell our government how we feel about its actions. But let's not forget that freedom is everybody's job. All of us must work to keep our individual rights and freedoms by voting in an informed way so that the best men and women are placed in office. We must serve willingly on juries and public committees and take an interest in the development of our community, state, and country. For by being better citizens, we can show the world that America is a strong, successful democracy. Stay tuned now for People's Choice, which follows over most of these same stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Now, medical science offers you Proof Positive. No other leading cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh. Yes, Proof Positive. No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh. The Raleigh cigarette Cigarette program, starring Red Skelton with David Forrester and his orchestra, our singing star Anita Ellis, Gigi Pearson, Verna Felton, Pat McGeehan, and yours truly, Rod O'Connor. It's a pleasure to bring you Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's popular player and the star of the Raleigh Cigarette program, Red Skelton.
Thank you and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Rod, did you have fun at the California Country Club barn dance, huh?
Yes, Red, I did. It was a lot of fun. Not one fight.
No, Flynn couldn't make it.
Well, say, didn't the movie stars look strange, all dressed up like farmers?
Yeah, imagine Johnny Weissmuller dressed in a leopard skin and a straw hat. Oh,
Hello, Rod.
Oh, hey, Anita. Hi, Anita. Say, didn't you enjoy the barn dance, Anita?
Yes, I did. Tell me, Red, what was that fancy new step you were doing?
that wasn't a new step. I was tripping on my garter.
Well, say, did you and Preston Foster have fun playing Pin the Tail on a Donkey?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun until those Republicans came in and started using ice picks.
Oh, wasn't everyone surprised when Frank Borzage, the director, won the milking contest?
Yeah, he pulled his team right up to first place.
Well, you at least made a good showing in that potato sack race.
Yeah.
Where'd you ever learn to run in those potato sacks?
Didn't you see that overcoat the Army gave me?
Well, you were raised on a farm, weren't you?
Yeah, back in Vincennes, Indiana, but we didn't have a very good farm. One year our wheat was so short we had to lather it before we could cut it.
Well, do farmers make much money?
Oh, they could if they could sidetrack their bills as easily as Congress does. But we solved our farming problem.
How?
Moved to the city.
Well, you don't sound like you know much about a farm.
Look, there isn't anything about a farm I can't do.
Can you lay an egg?
I ain't doing bad, brother.
Well, did you ever delve into scientific farming?
Oh, yeah. Once I crossed a goat with an owl. See? Don't look for it. It ain't there. I crossed a goat with an owl once.
You did?
Yep.
Why did you cross an owl with a goat? How come, folks?
Why did I cross the goat with an owl?
Yeah.
Tried to raise hootenannies.
Now, medical science offers you proof positive. No other leading cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh. Yes, proof positive. No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh. Scientific tests of America's 6 biggest-selling brands based on a method used by the United States government. Tests certified by a jury of 14 distinguished doctors, including throat specialists, have proved conclusively. No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars. So no other is safer to smoke. Raleighs are right. Right for taste, right for throat. Enjoy Raleigh's rich tobaccos, that smoother, more satisfying Raleigh flavor. Remember, medical science offers you proof positive. No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars. So no other is safer to smoke than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh.
And now Anita Ellis sings Irving Berlin's popular hit, They Say It's Wonderful.
They say that falling in love is wonderful. It's wonderful, so they say. And with a moon up above, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, so they tell me. I can't recall who said it. I know I never read it. I only know they tell me that love is grand. And the thing that's known as romance is wonderful, wonderful in every way, so they say. I can't recall who said it. I know I never read it. I only know that falling in love is grand. And to hold a man in your arms is wonderful, wonderful in every way. So they say.
Tonight we join the Hollywood Reporter and Variety in congratulating Jimmy Durante in his 30 years in show business. Now we open the Skelton Scrapbook of Satire, and the story is entitled People Who Hurt Others by Trying to Be Helpful. Our characters are fictional. If there's any similarity to persons living, they ain't. Chapter 139 is entitled Mr. Know-It-All. This is the story of Clem Cadiddlehopper, the fellow who wants to be helpful but never quite makes it. Well, here I am. It's wonderful. Jester, I love those French songs, I do. Hildegard Cadiddlehopper, that's me. Well, I hope I make some money delivering these papers. I love to just scatter them around. Don't cost me a penny. I guess that's what they mean by freedom of the press, I guess. Extra, extra, read all about it. Wish I could. Well, there's Sarah Dew sitting on her front porch. Just go up there and see how they do.
Well, howdy, Clem.
Well, Sarah Dew, howdy doody to you, too.
Clem, since when did you start delivering papers?
Since I stopped playing with the hockey team.
Well, why did you quit?
They finally got a real puck.
Why are you delivering a paper tied up with a blue bow tube?
Well, that's for that pretty widow down the road there. That's for her.
Clem, if you think the widow is attractive, you should have your head examined.
I did have my head examined. The doctor said it would make a mighty fine ashtray. Well, I kind of feel sorry for that widow, though. She got all that money and nobody to spend it on.
Clem Cadiddlehopper, you only want her because her husband left her all that money.
Now, you just stop talking like that. You can't have none of them kind of remarks for me. Just because I'd like her no matter who left it to her.
Clem, you're two-faced.
Well, I should hope so. Goodness, it looked kind of silly walking around with one face for two heads, wouldn't it? I'm proud of that. That ain't in there.
Oh, Clem, here comes Grandpa, and he looks good today. He's got color in his cheeks.
Yes, sir. Nice shade of purple in it, huh? Howdy, Grandpa.
Where's the paper, you young sprout?
Here you are, you old lima bean, you. How are you?
Like that again?
I said, how are you feeling?
Fine. What are you shouting for?
Oh, I didn't mean to shout.
Like that again?
I said I didn't mean to shout.
Look, Candlehead. You stop your dabbing and just give me my paper.
Well, here it is. You want me to read it to you?
You know you can't read.
It won't make any difference to you. You can't hear anything.
Let's see that paper. where did I put my glasses?
Oh, I think I saw them on the floor. Help me look for Grant's glasses, Clem.
Okay, they're right here. I found them.
Hey, Grandpa, Clem's been hanging around that widow again.
What? Why, Clem, you ought to know better than to hang around that widow. She might lead you astray.
Oh, I wouldn't think so. I know this country too well to be lost around here. Besides, every year this time I get the marrying urge, you know.
Well, Clem, have you ever stopped to think what it would be like to be married to me?
Yes, I have. Kind of gruesome, isn't it?
But, Clem, you need me.
I need you like I need this hole in my head.
All right, Clem, if that's the way you feel, we're through.
Yeah.
Now, just go peddle your papers, Dopey.
Oh, Sophie, huh? Well, we are through just for that. Don't expect me over here to eat anymore, either. You can send my food over to me.
Well, you'll be sorry when some other fella comes along and marries you.
Won't be as sorry as he will. Come on, Sarah Dune.
Clem.
Yeah.
Clem, I'm sorry I lost my temper.
Oh.
Would you like me to drive you around to deliver your papers?
It's mighty neighborly of you, but I hate to be different with you.
Oh.
Mighty sweet of you.
I wonder what's wrong here.
I don't know. Maybe you're out of spark plugs. I don't know. We're all looking at the gas tank, see if there's any gas. You got a match?
You're going to look into a gas tank with a match?
Sure.
Well, could I ask you a question?
Yes.
Well, won't it blow up?
Next question.
Well, Clem, what do you do next?
Look for my head, I guess.
Now, medical science offers you proof positive. No other leading cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh. Yes, proof positive. No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh.
Douglas Fairbanks, Jr., famous actor and producer, says, quote, "Figures don't lie, and I've seen the figures on America's 6 leading cigarettes. Medical science has proved no other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars. Thus, no other is safer to smoke."
You're right, Douglas Fairbanks, Jr. Those tests were based on a method used by the United States government. So enjoy Raleigh's rich tobaccos, that more satisfying Raleigh flavor. And remember, medical science offers you proof positive. No other cigarette gives you less nicotine, less throat-irritating tars. So, no other is safer to smoke than the new, smoother, better-tasting Raleigh. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise for Red. Among other things, we've discovered that Red also writes music. And the following is a David Forrester arrangement of a symphonic number written by Red Skelton, entitled Junior's Lullaby. David Forrester and his orchestra.
Thank you very much, David Forrester and his wonderful musicians. I put that in, see, now. Chapter 140 is entitled People Who Hurt Others, is entitled The Piano Tuner. Children always try to be helpful, but they seldom succeed. But when they do ring the bell of success, it's loud and clear for all who listen.
Junior.
Yeah.
Now you stay out here in the sunshine, and please be good.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, there's Mr. Fowler over there painting his house. He didn't advertise his books, so they got to paint his house. Today's when he bakes his pies. Maybe I could snitch one. I just went over and make a little friendly call. That's what I'm going to do. Mr. Fowler.
Well, Junior, hello.
Get out. Hiya, Mr. Fowler. How's your tom-toms, huh? How's me friend, huh?
He's too friendly. Something's cooking.
Hey, I need your advice about something. Should I eat pie with a fork or a spoon?
Well, a fork, of course.
Oh, well, now, you see, I didn't know that before. You don't happen to have an old pie around I could pack this on. Just a widow one, maybe, you know?
Sorry, not today.
I'm kind of thirsty. Could I have a glass of water, please?
Well, certainly. Go into the kitchen and get it yourself.
Okay.
Only stay away from my pies.
Yeah. Now, what makes you think I would go near you pies? Goodness. Well, tell me, what part of the kitchen should I stay away from?
Well, just see that you don't go near the cabinet over the... No, Junior. I'm not falling for that.
You didn't fall, but you sure leaned, though.
Well, if you're good later, I'll make you a sandwich.
A sandwich? You mean with lettuce?
Yes.
Bacon? With tomatoes? Plenty of mayonnaise on it?
Yes.
Wouldn't feed it to a dog. Hey, look, the oranges is ripe, I see. The oranges is ripe.
Well, why don't you go pick an orange for yourself?
What a delightful suggestion, you know.
Junior.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
What?
I don't know exactly from the tone of your voice. I didn't do something.
I just want to know what you're doing now.
I'm eating an orange.
Well, don't be the messy. Wipe your tin off.
My pad is hooked on. And I don't think the world is ready for another Andy Gump, you know.
I think you'd better come inside.
Okay.
Oh, and before I forget,
Right.
do you know anything about the mop? It looks as though someone has been at it with the scissors.
Now, who would do a thing like that? Oh,
what?
Oh, I bet you haven't seen that Mexican hairless dog down the street, have you? He kind of woolly now.
Come here, young man.
No. Oh, saved by the bell. Somebody at the door.
Junior, if that's the piano tuner, I want you to be on your best behavior.
Oh, what's by him?
Well, dear, he's blind.
Oh.
And you mustn't get in the way.
Oh, okay.
Welcome, welcome.
Is this where I'm to fix the piano?
Yes, it is. Come right. Oh, what a nice dog. You know, I had a doggy once.
Yes, you did?
Yeah, he was the handiest little thing. Never had to wash me face all the time I had him. He's nice.
Yeah, he likes you. He's letting you pet him.
I thought you couldn't see.
Well, although I can't see the way you do, I have other senses that are so sensitive I can tell what you're doing by vibration.
Oh.
Now, where's the piano I'm to?
Well, now, let's see if you can find it. I will give you a cue. I'll go over and I'll vibrate on it a little, you know. Well, I just hope I don't get in trouble with Petrillo, you know.
Yeah, that's enough. Goodness, the piano is a delicate instrument.
Yeah, money makers, too, they are, you know.
Oh? You earn money by playing?
No, they pay me to keep away from it, eh? Hey, let's see if you can find it. Come on, let's see if you can find the piano.
I told you about that piano. Oh, hello. I'm the lady of the house.
Yeah, till the mortgage comes due, anyhow.
Well, I'm Pat, the piano tuner.
Oh.
Is it all right to keep my dog inside? Some people won't allow my guide dog to come inside. And only last week I was asked to leave a restaurant because a lady customer complained.
Well, now, ain't that awful? I know it's bad, but I hope she has all kinds of bad luck. I hope she has a million little kids, all of them just like me.
Junior, how can you wish such a horrible thing on anybody?
You sure love me, don't you?
Hey, this piano seems rather low. The legs are so short.
Yeah, well, I can explain that. They made a mistake by giving me a carpenter set for Christmas.
You didn't?
Yes, I did, too. I'm just waiting for somebody to sit down on that bench.
You didn't, Junior. You're kidding.
You just keep laughing, kiddo, that's all. You wait till somebody sits down and has to reach up to play.
I do hope you can do something about our piano. Lately, it seems to tinny.
Yeah, it's so bad that when we play them golden slippers, they come out brassy, you know.
Well, let's not bother the gentleman.
Yes.
Junior, help the man with his tools.
I will not let them get him themselves.
Now, let's not be too smart, young man. Where are your manners?
Help me. I wasn't being smart. I just wanted to be known that I didn't think he was helpless, my dog.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not either. No, you're not. Them old itchy palms of yours, they gotta be scratched by hitting something.
Oh, poor little baby.
Yes, poor little baby.
There, bless his little heart.
Yeah, bless his little heart.
No, it didn't really hurt, did it?
No, we do this routine all the time.
Well, I better get to work here.
Now, Junior, you be good. If you're good, I'll take you to the ball game.
Oh, boy. Hey, I bet you never see the ball game, did you, huh?
Oh, yes, I play baseball.
No.
I bowled and ride horses, too.
Grandma, he plays baseball and rides horses.
Oh,
he does.
nice.
Yes.
I'll bet he wishes he could.
Oh, but I do. We have our own blind bowling team, and my average is 145.
No kidding.
Yes. You know, there are ever so many activities for the blind. We have a big recreation program on now, and we hope to make it worldwide.
Well, I certainly would love to help.
Me too.
You can.
How?
And the most it will cost is just a few minutes of your thinking time.
Oh?
Everyone looks for an emotional outlet. It's too bad our loved ones unconsciously make us feel helpless. They think we're their responsibility. Sometimes they let their sympathetic devotion make them too possessive. They don't realize that by waiting on us hand and foot, they make us feel like burdens instead of loved ones.
You know what I think?
What?
I think maybe the man upstairs chose a few of his little kiddies to be like you so that the other people might be able to understand his intended beauties and everything.
That's right,
Your
Sonny.
grandma said that to me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You see, through our darkness, we see farther and better than eyes that search only for ways to cheat their fellow man. We can't see a man's color or appearance that might be a clue to his nationality. We can only listen, absorb his teachings, and accept him for the good he has within him. Sonny, if our recreation program is successful, we will be able to let the world see great, great talent and great courage.
No, I like you, I does.
I like you, too.
Well, I does, too.
And your grandmother.
Yeah, she's a nice old kid here.
And you know, you gave me a chance to talk, and you're a good listener.
Yeah. Hey, shall I tell you what's wrong with the piano?
No, I think I know.
He does?
Do you look at many comic books?
Not so loud, not so loud. Goodness, Grandma will hear you, you know.
Well, I'd say that you had your favorite comic books hidden right here in the piano.
Trap like a rat.
What's wrong with the piano?
Now, wait a minute. Now, if you're going to spank me, I guess I better get the hairbrush because I don't want you to use your bare hands. They're so pretty, so soft, so Jergens-like, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, the most beautiful slappers in the world. You know. The meat hooks of yours are so beautiful, you know.
All right, dear. Run along.
She's really got these fair hands, but I got my spinal column to look out for, you know. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like for you to meet Bob Anderson, President of Blind Activities and Recreations Incorporated.
Red, as a member of Blind Activities and Recreation Incorporated, I want to thank you for bringing our message to your audience. And through your radio program and a Pete Smith short, which you done at MGM, we hope to bring our message and what the blind can do in the field of sports and recreation and the morale that it builds. Now, we're building a home and recreation center here in Los Angeles, and we hope that the country will follow our plan. And we do need help from everyone. So I want to thank you again, Red, for telling the nation how we blind really feel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob.
Remember, we'll all be back with you next Tuesday at the same time. Red Skelton, David Forrester, and his orchestra, Anita Alice, Verna Felton, Gigi Pearson, Pat McGeehan, and yours truly, Rod O'Connor. Until next Tuesday, then.
This is Red Skelton saying goodbye now, and thanks for listening.
Brown and Williamson invite you to have a good listening throughout the week. Hear Hildegard tomorrow night in the new Penguin Room, and People Are Funny with Art Linkletter Friday night. And return with Red Skelton next Tuesday. Red Skelton is heard in this program through the courtesy of Metro Goldwyn Mayer. Sir Walter Raleigh, the pipe tobacco that rates superior on all 5 counts. Check them. A rich, ripe, full-bodied, burly blend. Sir Walter Raleigh. Mellowed with rum for extra smoothness. Deep down, satisfying goodness. That's Sir Walter Raleigh. Clean smoking all the way down. No soggy heel. Leaves only a clean, dry ash. And that's Sir Walter Raleigh. Crimp cut for slow, even, cool burning. Yes, Sir Walter Raleigh, the brand of grand aroma, keeps home sweet home. It's Sir Walter Raleigh. Sooner or later, your favorite tobacco.
Yes, a favorite in the Army, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard, with men everywhere who appreciate quality pipe smoking. Try Sir Walter Raleigh, the quality pipe tobacco of America.
Red Skelton is brought to you by the Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation. This is NBC, the National Broadcast.
Well, sir, it's late afternoon as we enter the small house halfway up in the next block now. And here in the kitchen we find Mrs. Victor Gook and young Mr. Rush Gook. Mother and son have only just this moment arrived home, and they're removing their hats and coats. A voice from the living room calls. Listen.
You safe?
Yes.
I'm home.
We know it. Saw your rubbers on the back porch.
I'm home safe.
All right, that's fine. Take my coat, Willie. Spread it out in the banister in the hallway. It's damp from melted snow, and I don't want it watered.
Okay. Hope you people don't have plans formulated requiring your presence here in the living room.
Why? You working?
Got a mean, rotten job foisted off on me, and I'll be busy as a horse clear up till supper time.
I'll clear out and leave you alone.
Well, please do. I have to be finished by 5 o'clock.
Telephone's ringing. Telephone's ringing.
See who it is, will you? Hope it's no half-wit wanting to chew the fat. I can't spare a moment.
Hello? Yes? Yes, I believe he is. Rush.
Right here handy. Who's this, Johnson?
Some kid.
Milton Welch, no doubt.
Haven't the slightest notion.
Could be Rooster Davis.
We'll cut it short, Andy.
Hello? Yes? Hello there. Willis Roarback, by George.
We'll cut it short.
Where you been since the cat died, Willis? Haven't seen you for a week.
Excellent health, excellent health. Temperature normal, pulse regular, blood pressure steady, and appetite strong. And yourself?
Don't sit there and scowl and work yourself up, Vic. You'll be done in a second, and I'll shoo him out in the kitchen.
A very, very slight headache the day before yesterday, Willis. Mighty sorry to hear it. You're completely recovered now, I trust? Fine. Your brother stubbed his toe? That is bad news. Stubbed his toe, huh? How'd it happen?
Oh, my.
Get through there, son.
Beg pardon?
Get through there. You're holding up your father's work.
I'll tell Willis goodbye right this second if you want me to.
We'll do that.
Of course, he's right in the middle of a story about his brother stubbing his toe.
Bid him farewell, nevertheless.
He's talking in the telephone here to beat the band.
Bid him farewell.
Goodbye, Willis. Kind of an impolite thing to do. Willis' feelings will probably be hurt.
Can this room be cleared now, Sadie?
Sure, we'll leave you be.
Got a perfectly rotten job on my hands here.
Office stuff?
No. Fact of the matter is, Flirch is in town.
Yeah?
Down at the Bright Kentucky Hotel.
You doing some work for him?
A special favor. Day before yesterday, he was voted the best-looking man on the west side of Lester, Nebraska.
Why, Flirch was voted best-looking man?
Best-looking man on the west side of town.
Not this town.
Of course not this town.
Well, don't jump down a person's throat.
Best-looking man on the west side of Lester, Nebraska. The town he lives in.
What's the favor?
I'm supposed to write him a piece about it.
About being elected best-looking man?
Yeah. He's anxious to have an article to submit to the Lodge magazine and several farm journals and other periodicals. I didn't see how I could turn down. We're exalted Big Dippers and all that. But it's a darn mean chore. I'm not used to composing fancy essays for publication.
Did he come to town for the express purpose of having you write an article about what a good-looking man he is?
No, he's on his way to Covington, Kentucky. Train leaves at 5:30. I promised him I'd have something thrown together before then so he could take it with him.
Well, whoever elected him best-looking man...
Telephone's ringing.
Well, answer it. And if it's any of your dimwit sidekicks, give them the bum's rush.
You're asking me to give my friends a cold shoulder?
I'm telling you to.
Hello. Yes. Yes, I believe so. 1 second.
Miss Denbottom?
For God.
Oh, thunder. Most likely Charlie Razor's come wanting to chin.
Not Charlie. I know Charlie's voice.
Hello? Yeah? Oh, Sims Fiddle Dum Clock Choke. Cornucopia ad libris nomenclature slap.
Why, Flirch?
Sure.
Quick joke.
I'll say.
Well, I got a start on it, why. Yeah, truth of the matter is, I'm not used to composing literary articles, and you may be disappointed with... Huh? Well, I'll do my best, sure. I think I'll have something for you before your train goes. Yeah. Okay, why. You bet, why. All right, why. Goodbye, why.
What's his big hurry for the article?
He's on his way to Covington, Kentucky, and like to have it to submit to the Covington, Kentucky newspapers.
He expects Covington, Kentucky people to be interested in pieces about how good-looking he is?
Why, Flirch has friends in Covington, Kentucky by the score.
Well, why don't he write the piece himself?
Well, he's too modest. Guy can't sing his own praises.
What beats me is anybody electing him best-looking man on earth.
Not best-looking man on earth, Sadie.
Best-looking man any place.
Best-looking man on the west side of Lester, Nebraska.
I'd like to have a glimpse of the other men on the west side of Lester, Nebraska one.
I thought the room was to be cleared and I was to be left alone.
Come on, Willie. Let's leave your father by himself so he can write down what a beautiful, beautiful creature
wait a second. See what you think of the way this sounds. Only got a paragraph or two.
No.
You listening?
Sure.
A thing of beauty is a joy forever, said the famous poet. And this well-known quotation may be applied without reservation to the person of Y.Y. Flirch, celebrated fraternal dignitary. Y.Y. Flirch is a citizen of Lester, Nebraska, where he is an ornament to the community and a powerful figure in the local government. Within the last fortnight... You know how to answer it? Simply lift the pen-shaped object at your ear and you'll hear a voice.
Okay.
How's this sound, Sage?
Fine.
Oh. Yes, just a second.
Miss Denbottom?
For God. Why, Flirch again?
Oh, shucks.
When did he get to town?
2 o'clock this afternoon. Hello? Yeah. Dim fiddle estum clock choke. Cornucopia ad libris nomenclature splat.
Yes.
Mention your eyes? Oh, what about him, why? Longest lashes on the west side of Lester, Nebraska? Okay. I'll make a note of it. Sure. Okay, why. You bet. No, I'll have something for you. Okay, why. Goodbye, why. What's eating this slob? I can't get anywhere if he interrupts me every 4 seconds.
Does anybody in particular want a piece about how good looking he is?
He wants it.
Anybody else, though?
If people want my opinion, I think
we haven't been very successful about clearing the room, have we, Sadie?
Come on, Rush, let's go. We'll leave your father.
Wait, I want you to hear what you think of this.
Why, Flirch is a joy forever.
Will you listen, please?
Go ahead.
A thing of beauty is a joy forever, said the famous poet. And this well-known quotation may be applied without reservation to the person of Y.Y.
Cowboy
Flirch.
Dan.
I'll get it.
Probably Y.Y. Flirch,
Yeah.
Listen, if that's Ruthie, don't you dare talk rough and short to her.
No. Sim fiddle estum cock choke. Cornucopia ad libris nomenclature slap. What's the trouble this trip, Y.Y.? Well, how close was the election? You won by a single vote, huh? Okay. Listen, Y.Y., I think I got enough material now, so it won't be necessary for you to phone me up anymore. No. I'll be rushed to get something accomplished as it is. Yeah. Okay, Y.Y. Bye-bye, Y.Y. A slob.
Thought he was one of your dearest old chums.
Well, the half-wit don't use his head. Now, listen to this now. Extremely modest and retiring in spite of his forceful personality and vigorous drive, Y.Y. Flirch blushed like a girl when he was told the result. He gave credit to clean living and wholesome exercise for his success. Addressing the group of dear friends who clustered about him admiringly, he spoke these simple words. I may be good-looking. I may be wonderful-looking. But whether I'm good-looking or not, my thoughts are directed towards it. I'll handle that.
One side, Mom.
Okay. Yeah. Sim spittle S dumb cock choke. Cornucopia ad libris nomenclature slap. Say, listen, Flirch. I'm not writing any article, Flirch. Well, you can take your good looks and throw them in the creek, Flirch. Goodbye, Flirch. So much for Flirch.
Which concludes another brief interlude at the small house halfway up in the next block.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. Special today, pig pickle feast. Archie speaking, Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Yes. Oh, yeah, must be 3 or 4 customers here already. You hear that, Duffy? You're in business again. Listen, Duffy, you picked out a very bad time to call up. Yeah, we're just going to go on the air for a broadcast. Now, wait a minute, Duffy. Don't get all excited. It ain't costing a cent. No, the network's doing it for prestige. Well, now, Duffy, I can't brandy words with you now. We're just going on the air, I'm telling you. Goodbye, Duffy. I'll see you later.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mel Allen. Forecast invites you to join us for a decidedly informal evening at Duffy's Tavern, where anyone under the sun is likely to drop in any time to talk things over with Archie. Almost anyone may drop in tonight. Now, people we're sure will be around, however, are Gertrude Neeson, Colonel Soutnagle, Larry Adler, and John Kirby's orchestra. And now I turn you over to that past master of ceremonies, Archie.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the voice of Duffy's Tavern speaking, formerly Duffy's Bar and Grill, and still owned by the same proprietorship. And we take great pride in presenting them great musicians John Kirby and his high schoolians. They offered their own version of Royal Garden Blues. You will note that in the second chorus, the piccolo player hits a note so high that it can only be heard by a dog. Mr. Kirby. Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat the special today, pig's pickle feet. Oh, hello, boss. Hey, how'd you like Kirby's band? They what? Duffy, they do not. Oh, I see what you mean. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is it, Archie? It's Duffy, Mr. Kirby. He says he thinks the band is great. All right, Duffy, I know. I can't tell a guy that, though. You don't understand artists, Duffy. You know, they're much more insensible than you and me. You gotta tolerate them. But Duffy, you haven't liked nothing since Chauncey Olcott sacked up on Mother McCrae. You're living in a graveyard full of Irish tenants. Wait a minute, Duffy. Gertrude Mason, new floor show just walked in. What? All right, I'll tell her. I'll speak to you later. Good evening, Miss Nason.
Hi, Archie.
Amos Nason. I hate to, I hate to bury sleeping dogs, but Duffy has been complaining about you.
Oh, what's old Novocaine brain sporting about now?
Well, he claims you insulted his best customer, Mr. Feldever K. Beldorf. Was you out to dinner with Beldorf last night?
Yes, and I'll never go out with that crumb again.
Huh?
You know what happened? He asked me to go out to dinner last night, so I go with him. Well, you know how I never like a strange man to pay for my meals.
Yeah, I know.
So I said to him, Mr. Beldorf, I insist that this dinner should be Dutch. But he said he absolutely wouldn't hear of it.
Well, that's nice.
He said I had to pay for him, too.
That's Beldorf, so what did you do?
Oh, I did what any lady would do. I broke a plate over his head.
What else could you do?
Well, frankly, as man to man, do you think that breaking a plate of soup over a guy's head should be construed as an insult?
No, but Beldorf's a little hypersensitive. Yeah, don't like those things. I'll explain it to Duffy, though. By the way, Duffy ain't never heard them golden tones of yours, Miss Nason. You know, I've told him about you being a great star of the movies and the radio, and when I mentioned that you have been on the stage, he says he had one request.
Look, Archie, even to please Duffy, I will not recite Casey at the bat.
Well, all right, then. But would you mind rendering the customers with a song?
All right, I'll do something especially for Mr. Duffy. Does he rumba?
An amusing question, Miss Nason. Proceed ahead.
Bailar con la rumba negra, Marina de Rosa. Here's a little knowledge, quite good. Maybe it won't help you, but it should. You cannot travel unless you know how Latin say yes. That inspirational, so sensational, oh sensational, yes. In Spain they say, si, si. In France they say, oui, oui.
that Skelton, every little Russian says, well, sweetheart, tell me why, no matter how I try, you won't do my plea, won't say yes in any language to me. Why don't you say, all the monkeys in the tree, they don't have to say, all they do is wag their little tails. That's a little gag that never fails. But, sweetheart, tell me why, no matter how I try, you won't listen to my plea, won't say yes in any language to me. Why don't you say, in any language to me. Why don't you say, or maybe you say, why don't you say, excuse me. Good evening. Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat today's special pig pickle feast. Archie speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, it's you again, Duffy. Say, Duffy, do I have to say that poem you made up every time I answer the phone? All right, I'll say it. Only we're going to be in trouble when the special is corned beef hash. Say, by the way, what did you think of Churchill Nation singing? What? Well, gee, Duffy, some people like her. What? A little more pizzicato. All right, I'll tell her. He says you should have sang louder, Miss Nason.
Let me have that phone. So, you didn't like my singing, Mr. Duffy. And you're the greatest living authority on Irish tenors. You call what you're doing living? Oh, so your wife says a girl who sings like I do would smoke cigarettes. Listen, you crummy old broken-down barfly, you miserable no-good four-flushing... What? Yes, you can call me Gertrude. And furthermore, lame brain, if I had the wings of an angel, I'd beat your brains out with them. Goodbye.
Hello, Duffy. What's new? Duffy, you and your Irish tennis. Wait a minute, Jay. Colonel Stoopnagel just come in there. Good evening, Colonel.
Hard evening, Screechy.
Oh, how are you tonight, Colonel?
Oh, I'm in pretty good shape for the shape I'm in. That is, considering my shape.
Well, that's pretty good. Have a cigar, Colonel?
Yes, I have.
Thanks. I'll be right with you, Colonel. Have a seat. Hello, Duffy. The Colonel's got a look in his eye like a $3 porterhouse. If I play my cards right, maybe I can sell him a slice off of that Kansas City steer you've been saving for inflation. Well, listen, Duffy, that steer ain't getting no younger. Okay, see you later. Well, Colonel, you sure are a sight to give a person sore eyes. Here, let me take your hat and shotgun. Been to a wedding?
Huh?
Been to a wedding?
No, Archie, I've been hunting ducks.
Hey, Nimrod, would you mind not pointing that shotgun at my head? I just had my hair done.
Pardon me, madam, but you don't have to be afraid of this fowling piece, unless you happen to be a duck.
Well, she don't happen to be no duck, Colonel. She happens to be a canary. Colonel Stoopnagel, this is Chanteuse, Miss Gertrude Neeson.
How do you do? I'm sure.
Well, I haven't seen you in a long time. You're putting on quite a front stoop, Nagel.
Better give me that foul piece, Colonel, and I'll put it out of harm's way.
Hey, careful of that, Archie. That's no ordinary shotgun.
It ain't, huh?
It's what I call a sawed-on shotgun.
Oh.
You will also observe that it's made with one barrel on top of the other instead of side by side. It's for shooting ducks who happen to be riding piggyback.
That's certainly a very clever blundering bus, Colonel.
Blundering bus. Oh, yes. And here's another startling feature about it. One barrel is loaded with bullets, and the other barrel is loaded with nothing.
Loaded with nothing? Why is that?
Well, the loaded one's for shooting ducks, and the unloaded one is for not shooting innocent bystanders.
Say, Archie, how about that steak for the Colonel?
Oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me. Say, Colonel, we got a steak here we've been saving especially for you.
Archie, now you're talking. After that duck hunt, I could eat a horse.
Colonel, you'll have plate and order. Next, that saddle steak for Colonel Soupnagel.
Want me to ride it in, boss?
No, just slap it on the rump and hold the kitchen door open. It'll walk you. Oh, good evening, Officer Clancy. What'll it be? The usual absence frappe?
Never mind that. Who belongs to the blue sedan parked outside, next to the fire hydrant?
Well, what's wrong with that? It's my own fire hydrant.
Now, listen, you.
Now, you listen, Clancy. You're supposed to be a friend of Duffy. Why do you always come in here annoying the customers?
You listen here, Archie, and don't be giving me no back talk. You keep your customers obeying the law, or I'll close you up.
Well, you can't close us up. We ain't got a license.
Yeah, but I well, don't let it happen again.
Okay, Clancy. Holy smoke, Colonel. If we ever finds out we really got a license, we're going to be in trouble.
Well, don't worry, Archie. I've got a pull with the mayor. I can arrange to have your license revoked.
Oh, thanks. Thanks very much, Miss Mason.
Oh, nothing at all.
Say, Archie.
Yes, Colonel.
Could I interest you in this thing here that I've just invented?
Well, what is it, Colonel? To me, it looks just like a door.
A door it is. It's a bathroom door that you don't have to wait outside of.
You don't have to wait outside of it. Well, why is that, Colonel?
Because it opens into a closet.
Gosh, Colonel, you sure have got a furtive mind. I'll bet you'd have a million suggestions how to improve this place.
Well, I have one idea you might use, Archie. I've just invented a brand new drink. It's made by brewing malt and yeast and hops together, and the result is a tangy, golden liquid with a frothy head on it.
But, Colonel, we got that here. That's beer.
That's what I call mine.
Colonel, beer was invented more than 2,000 years ago.
Really? It seems like only yesterday.
Say, Colonel, have you ever tried your hand at inventing an Irish tenor?
Why?
Well, Duffy says either I either get an Irish tenor or I'm fired.
My boy never despairs. I, Colonel Lemuel Q. Soupnagel, am an Irish tenor.
Aretha, we're saved. Oh, but wait a minute. Duffy only likes Irish tenors.
Ah, sure, me own mother was a queen of the queens of County Down. Ah, she was indeed. Indeed, she was. Oh, well, I remember me mother and I.
Colonel.
Over in the cold.
Hey, Colonel.
Outdoor water.
Hey, Colonel. Colonel, can you sing with a kind of a catch in your voice, maybe?
Listen, Archie, when you hear me sing My Wild Irish Rose, you'll hear the lakes of Killarney. You'll hear the Shannon River flowing softly down to the sea. You'll hear the lilt of Irish laughter, the salt of Irish tears, the beat of brave Irish hearts, and the wail of the Irish banshee. Oh, she was indeed! Indeed, she was! See what I mean, Archie?
Yeah, that's just what I'm afraid of. If it ain't done right, Duffy will be on that phone quicker than Jack Robinson and tear the roof off me.
Don't worry about a thing, Archie. This would be magnificent. To the pipe, Mr. Kirby. My wild Irish rose.
Colonel, I think you better stop.
Oh. You may look at.
Hello? This is Finnegan's Pharmacy. This is Finnegan the pharmacist speaking. All right, Duffy, don't get so excited. All right, well, he stopped, didn't he? What? Oh, Duffy. Well, that ain't possible. No, Duffy, it is not possible. All right.
Hey, what was that, Archie?
It's nothing. We had a request, that's all.
Well, I'm always glad to oblige. What was the request?
Never mind. You couldn't do it.
Say, Archie. Say, Archie, look who just came in. You know Larry Adler, the harmonica player.
Why, sure. How are you, Mr. Adler? Glad to see you.
Hello, Archie. Nice seeing you again. Say, Archie, you know Larry Adler happens to be the finest harmonica player in the world. You think Duffy would like a sample of his talent?
That Duffy don't want guys with talent. He wants Irish tenors.
Well, Archie, if it'll help at all, I know a million Irish tunes.
Mr. Adler, do you know Danny Boy? Duffy always liked that one.
Sure, me boyo, I know it well.
Okay. Well, let's take a chance on Mr. Adler. But, Mr. Allen, when you announce him, you know, there's no use confusing Duffy about the man's name. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I get it, Archie. I get it. Ladies and gentlemen, Danny Boy, played on the harmonica by the world's greatest harmonica virtuoso, Larry O'Adler.
If that could be Duffy. Hello? You liked him? You really did, huh, Duffy? Oh, that's swell. Sure you can hear him on record. Yeah, you're right, Duffy. Nothing like an Irish harmonica player. What? Buy a drink for the house. Are you sure this is Duffy? Well, all right, Duffy, that's fine. Okay. Folks, Duffy's buying a drink for everybody. Did you hear that, Nick?
I heard it, but I don't believe it.
Well, it's true. And by the way, Nick, Duffy says close up the free lunch until the thing blows over.
Yeah, boss. That's more like Duffy. Here you are, folks. Drink hearty. It's on Duffy.
Well, you can quote me as being astounded.
Hey, don't often get Duffy in such a monogamous mood. Well, here goes.
Needle beer. Seems like old times. Which reminds me, Archie, whatever became of your old friend, Two-Tap Gretchen?
Two-Top Gruskin? What is it?
It isn't an it. It's a guy. He's a two-headed baseball pitcher. He can watch first base and third base at the same time.
You say he had 2 heads?
Certainly had 2 heads, Miss Neeson. What's so strange about Two-Top having 2 heads?
Oh, there's nothing strange about it. But Two-Top Gruskin.
Well, his real name is Athos and Porthos Gruskin. But they nicknamed him Two-Top, I suppose on account of him having 2 heads.
Very original.
Yeah, what did become of Two-Top?
Oh, he got married.
Happily?
Well, as he always shakes his head when you ask him, is he happily married? Yes and no.
Well, why is that, Archie?
Well, it all started the night that Two-Top's wife, whose maiden name was Inez Harrigan before she was married, the night that she met Two-Top at the Dollar Beer Racket and Masquerade Ball down here at Duffy's Bar and Grill. You know, the old place.
Oh, yeah.
Duffy announces that first prize for the best masquerade costume is going to be a free drink on the house, which, as you know, is a very rare offer from Duffy, outside of on St. Patrick's Day. Whatsoever, let's not digress. Anyway, the masquerade gets rolling, and there's terrific competition for the free drink when all of a sudden in comes a big piece of resistance himself. He comes in. Two-Top Gruskin himself. He comes as a pair of bookends.
As a pair of bookends?
Yeah, with a book between his 2 heads. A book his mother gave him. Little book his mother gave him called My Son, My Son.
I get it, boss. I get it. She knew him like a book, eh, boss?
That's good, Nick. But let's not have no more of that. Well, anyway, when midnight comes, the judges give the first prize to the bookend. And when he takes off his mask, everybody is amazed to see that the winner is Two-Top. That's how he met Inez. When he takes his mask off, she gives him a quick glance, and then she turns around again and gives him another glance to confirm the first glance. And right away, it was love at first sight. And she says to me later, I don't know, Archie, there was just something different about him. Says, I guess it's that he was so tall, blonde, and brunette. Well, Two-Top falls for Inez, too, and it ain't 10 minutes before he's playing I Love You Truly on a harmonica and kissing her at the same time. So, finally, he proposes marriages to her.
Bigamy, huh?
Yeah. So Inez says, okay, Two-Top, after all, twice a loaf is better than none. Hello, Duffy. You changed your mind. You've been thinking it over and you don't like her, Adler. But, Duffy, no, you can't take back free drinks after people have drank the drink. No, it's neither practical nor ethnical. But listen, Duffy, will you forget Chauncey old card? I'm in the middle of a story. Yeah, I'll call you back later. Duffy, no restraint. Well, anyway, as I was saying, Two-Top is so happy about Inez marrying him that he quick goes over to the bar to celebrate. So Duffy puts first prize to drink on the house down in front of him. But Harold, the bartender, says, don't you think it's pretty cheap, Duffy, giving a 2-headed guy just 1 drink? So Duffy says, okay, I'll be a sport. I'll give the other head to Chaser.
Sounds a bit parsimonious, Archie.
Oh, yes, well, fella. Well, Two-Top takes the drink, see? But it seems he takes it with the head that he inherited from his father's side of the family. And the first thing you know, he can't stop drinking. Well, the head that's drinking the Chaser tries to control him, but it's no use. So finally, the sober head winks at Duffy and says, better slip my Mickey, Duffy. Well, then the trouble really starts. Duffy, who's a little nearsighted, makes a mistake, and he puts the Mickey into the Chaser. Well, in no time, both the Two-Top's heads is out like light. Well, with this, Inez gets mad and she hollers, you're drunk. So as one man, Two-Top comes 2, or rather he comes 4, and he says, who's drunk? So she says, you are. You on the left. Says, come on, Porthos, I'll marry you, but I never want to see that other face again. And that's why, Colonel, to this day, if you ask Two-Top, is he a happy married man, he always nods one head yes and shakes the other head no.
Archie, that's a wonderful story. You're a natural-born raconteur.
Thanks, I think. But I'll be a natural-born corpse if I don't get an Irish tenor for Duffy.
Say, Archie.
Oh, are you here again, Clancy?
Yes, it's the last time I tell you to get that car away from the fire hydrant.
Oh, Clancy, don't put... Clancy, do you by any chance know any Irish tenors?
Sure, and I'm an Irish tenor myself.
Clancy Olcott.
What's that, Miss Neeson?
Clancy Olcott. If you can make an O'Adler out of an Adler, why can't Clancy be Clancy Olcott?
But Olcott's dead.
Does Duffy know that?
Well, probably not. He still insists that John L. Sullivan is the heavyweight champion of the world.
You see what I mean, Archie?
Eureka, Miss Neeson. I think you've given me the mucus of an idea. Clancy, do you know when Irish eyes are smiling?
Certainly.
Well, why don't we wait a bit? Give me that microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, Duffy's Tavern takes great pride and pleasure in presenting, at the exclusive request of Mr. Duffy himself, that celebrated Irish tenor, the Olcott.
When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. In the leers of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all this world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they steal your heart away.
Hello, Duffy. You liked it, huh? Well, it's about time you heaped in a comium at me. What? Ah, Duffy. What do you know? He's trying. Always tries when he hears an Irish tenor. Ah, now, Duffy, please. Oh, stop, Duffy, stop. Of course we all love you, Duffy. Everybody loves you. Ah, the world ain't against it. Oh, for the love of Mike, Duffy, it ain't true. I tell you, we love you like I was our own son.
And that will give you a rough idea of what Duffy's Tavern will be like when and if it reaches the air regularly. Tonight's program, like each forecast show, is intended as a sample broadcast, an illustration of what you may expect of Duffy's Tavern if it eventually becomes a weekly radio feature. If you want to hear more from Archie, from Gertrude Neeson, from John Kirby's orchestra, and from the never audible but always active Duffy himself, write to CBS and tell us so. Your applause will help to make Duffy's Tavern a weekly broadcast feature.
Next week, Forecast will present a full-hour show from Hollywood, a large-scale musical variety program called Of Stars and States. The cast, headed by John Bowles, will include Virginia Vale, Nan Gray, Arthur Q. Bryan, and Governor Leo Daniel of Texas. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
During the day, he plays in movies like Lake Island and A Bell for Adano. But in his off hours, he's a gentleman farmer.
Yeah. And on my farm, I got the smartest little hen you ever saw. This hen lays an egg every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But on Friday, she lays 3 eggs. She likes the weekend off.
The American Meat Institute presents William Bendix in The Life of Riley. The meat people of America, providing a great food for a great nation. 5 million farmers and ranchers raising fine meat animals. 600,000 men and women in more than 3,500 meat packing plants. 400,000 meat retailers. All doing their level best to fill your daily needs. On behalf of all these, the American Meat Institute brings you The Life of Riley. Well, Well, if peace and quiet ever reign in war worker Chester A. Riley's little California bungalow, leave it to Riley to change the status quo. And right now, something seems to be brewing as we find Riley, his wife Peg, and daughter Babs holding a family council in the kitchen.
Now, let's get down to the naked facts. 2 weeks ago, I came home from work, and I hand you 4 $5 bills.
Yes, we know that.
And I say to you, Dumpling, here's $20. Go out and buy yourself a new mink fur piece, because the rabbit in your old mink fur piece is getting bald.
Oh. Yes, Daddy, I remember seeing you give Mother the money.
Okay. When I gave you the dough, Peg, what did you do with it?
I told you I put it away in the cupboard here in the cream jug.
Cream jug? You mean the half and half jug? We ain't tasted cream in 2 years. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. You say you didn't look in the cream jug again until this morning?
Yes, and there are only 3 $5 bills.
So $5 is missing.
Daddy, are you sure you gave Mother $20?
That's right. I didn't count it. I just took your word for it.
I'm positive I gave you $20. 4 $5 bills. You know me. I never forget a face.
What's that got to do with the money?
Well, Abraham Lincoln's face was on every one of the 4 bills.
Well, where did the $5 get to?
Now, let's use logic. You didn't take it, Peg. Babs didn't take it. I didn't take it. I got it. A burglar took it.
Oh, don't be silly, Riley. A burglar did it. Why didn't he take all the money?
Oh, maybe he figured it would put him in a higher income tax bracket.
Oh, Daddy, burglars don't pay income tax.
They don't? They can go to jail for it. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Now, let's get logical, Peg. We didn't take it. A burglar didn't take it. Your Uncle Baxter is back east. Hey, maybe Junior took it.
Oh, Riley. Junior wouldn't steal. You know that.
Of course not.
I ain't saying Junior stole it. He probably just took it when we weren't looking. And forgot to tell us about it. Hi, Junior. How's my favorite stuff? Huh?
Okay, Pop.
Junior, look, did you borrow $5 from the cream jug?
Me? Well, no, Pop.
That's funny. I wish I knew where that $5 went to. I like to know what happens to all our income and outgoes so I can balance my books.
You don't keep books, Pop.
Well, sure I do, mentally. And if there's $5 missing, I'm mentally unbalanced. You're sure you didn't take it, huh?
Well, honest, Papa, I wouldn't steal.
No, of course you wouldn't. Now I'm talking crazy. Why, us Riley's ain't got a crooked bone in our heads. Forget I even mentioned the matter, huh?
Okay, Papa. See you later.
Okay. Well, Junior, wait a minute. What's that you got in that box there?
Well, this?
Yeah.
Oh, just a basketball. We'll see you later.
Oh, wait a minute. Basketball? Let me get a feel of that, huh? Boy, I ain't had one of these in my hand since I played for good old NYU.
NYU?
Huh?
Pop, you never went to college.
Oh, this NYU was the New York Upholsterers. We played in the Industrial League. Oh, boy, this reminds me of the old days. I used to dribble the ball right down the floor, fast as a pussycat. Dribble Puss Rally, they called me.
Oh, yeah, I bet you were good, Pop. Can I have the ball now?
Hey, this is a pretty good basketball. Brand new, too. Where'd you get it?
Well, it's for my club's game tonight. Give me the ball, Pop. You might bust it.
Look, it's still got the price tag on it.
Price tag?
Yeah. That's $4.95. That's almost $5. Junior, where did you get $5 to buy a new basketball? Huh?
Well, I can't tell you, Pop, but...
Junior, you took it from the cream jug. Junior!
No, I didn't.
Look at you. I can see guilty written all over your face. G-I-L-T-Y.
Oh, Pop!
How could you do a thing like this? Stealing from your own family. Didn't I give you the right kind of upbringing? Didn't we always sneak into the theater to see them crime don't pay movies? And this is how you repay me.
Oh, Papa, I didn't take the money.
I'm ashamed of you, Junior. To think that on Christmas I thought enough of you to give you my ruby ring that's been in my family for 100 years. But you don't deserve to wear it.
Papa, will you listen?
I don't want to hear no more. Now, go to your room and stay there.
Look, Pop, whatever you decide to do with me, you...
Never mind that. I've already decided what to do with you as soon as I talk it over with your mother.
Oh, Riley, I just can't believe Junior'd steal.
Neither can I, Peg, but the evidence is as plain as my face. Peg, there's only one thing to do. I'm going to give Junior a licking.
A licking? Oh, but Riley, Junior's a big boy now.
Oh, don't worry, I can protect myself. That boy needs a good old-fashioned shellacking, and he's going to get it.
Oh, now, Riley, look, you're just a little excited.
Now, Peg, no arguments. I know how to bring up my son.
Well, he's my boy as much as yours.
Oh, okay, I'll only pick my half.
Now, look, Riley, you don't want to do something you'll be sorry for. Couldn't you just give him a good talking to? After all, it was only $5.
Only $5. Yesterday it was cookies. Today it's $5. Tomorrow it's Fort Knox. Don't you see, Peg, this has got to be snipped in the bud.
Well, I suppose you're right.
I'm glad you see it my way.
Riley, what are you doing?
I'm taking my belt off.
Oh, you think it's best to do it with a belt?
It's the only way.
Oh, but Riley, a belt.
Oh, I know. I feel the same way. When I think that just a few years ago he was just a little baby, and now... Oh, this is one of the worst features of being a parent. But duty is duty, and no matter how unpleasant it is, it's got to be done.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Okay, here's the belt. Go and do it.
Oh, no, Riley. No, not me.
No, Peg. This is no time to get soft-hearted. You gotta be strong. You lick him. I'll cook the dinner.
Well, why can't you be strong? It was all your idea anyway. You're the one who's getting soft-hearted.
No, it ain't that. I just couldn't use my belt on him because...
because what?
Well, who'll hold up my pants?
Well, I'm certainly not going to do it.
Okay, give me the belt. I started this, and I'll see it through to the end. Well, Junior, I'm giving you your last chance. Are you ready to confess you took the $5?
I didn't take it.
Okay, that settles it. You're getting a licking. Bend over.
All right.
Wait a minute. I'm giving you your last chance. Are you going to confess?
No.
Okay, that settles it. No more talk. Bend over.
I'm bending over.
Wait a minute. I'm giving you your last chance. Did you take the money? Come on, Junior, cooperate.
I told you I didn't.
Okay, that settles it. I ain't the type that shilly-shallies. This is the end. Come on, bend over.
All right, get it over with.
Don't tell me what to do. You've got to be taught a lesson. Well, I might as well get it over with. Why don't you say something?
What do you want me to say?
Anything, Sonny, as long as you make me mad.
I've got nothing to say.
Trying to braze it out, huh? Okay, you better hold on to something because this is going to hurt, Junior. Okay, here it comes. And let that be a lesson to you.
Is that all, Pop?
Don't think I'm getting soft-hearted. The reason I stopped is it's on account of the war effort. The government wants us to conserve clothing, and if I gave you the licking you deserve, I'd wear out the seat of your pants. So I'm postponing your licking until the war's over.
That's okay with me.
I'm still going to punish you. You ain't playing in the basketball game tonight.
Oh, no, Papa. I gotta play tonight. It's for the championship.
You heard me. No basketball tonight, and no more basketball this season.
But, Pop!
You're going to spend your spare time working and earning enough money to pay back the $5 you took.
I'll do anything you say, Pop, but please let me play tonight, please. Just tonight.
No. It's time you learned that people have to pay for the mistakes they make. And if I ever catch you doing a thing like this again, you and me are through. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it. And don't ever let me catch you smoking.
In a moment, we'll find out more of the mystery of why Junior took the $5. Or did he? Right now, this is Ken Niles speaking for meat. On all sides these days, we're hearing this question. Where's the meat? Well, all kinds of meat, including the choicer cuts such as steaks, roasts, and chops, are going to the armed forces, including established Army and Navy bases, to military rest homes, to training centers, to Army and Navy hospitals, and on to ships and submarines with refrigeration facilities. Now, against the slightly decreased all-over meat supply, the government has the greatest meat needs in history, nearly one-third of our total meat supply. Tonight, I'm going to try to analyze the current situation here at home. Perhaps when you think of meat, you think in terms of steaks, roasts, and chops. Did you ever realize that even in peace times, there never were enough of these choice cuts to go around? But where are these cuts going? Well, you know that the men right at the fighting front get most of their meat in the form of compact, easily transported rations which do not require refrigeration. But they do get their meat, and lots of it, and they get it regularly. Yes, millions of tons of meat are going to our fighters on 5 continents, on 7 seas. It's plain arithmetic. When war needs go up, the amount of meat left for civilians goes down. The War Food Administration estimates that there will be 127 pounds of meat per civilian this year, as against 143 pounds in 1944. That's less for us, but it will keep up the supply for the boys at war, and that is the number one job of your meat industry. All meat, regardless of kind or cut, is a yardstick of protein foods because meat measures up to every protein need. And now back to The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Well, Riley is still convinced that Junior stole $5 from the cream jug and is determined to punish the boy by not allowing him to play in the championship basketball game tonight.
But, Daddy, couldn't you let him play just tonight?
No. I said no basketball for Junior until he pays back the $5.
I know, but he could start his punishment tomorrow. Let him play tonight. The game means so much to him.
He's got to be taught a lesson, Babs. You'll understand better what I'm doing when you become a father. I mean, when you... No.
Oh, but, Riley, isn't it enough that you gave him a whipping?
Whippings are all right in their place, but you also got to impress the boy's mind.
Poor Junior. He made a date to take his girlfriend, Marilyn Morris, to watch him play. Now I guess he'll have to stand her up.
If she's the right kind of girl, she'll wait for him until he gets through paying his debt to society.
For heaven's sake, Riley, stop talking as if Junior was a criminal.
Well, that's what he practically is. No wonder he was so broken-hearted when Shaky got frozen stiff.
Now, look,
Wait a
Riley,
minute.
don't you think you're being...
Junior, is that you at the front door?
Yeah, it's me.
Come in here.
What do you want?
I thought I told you you can't play basketball tonight.
Well, I'm not going to play basketball. I'm going out to see if I can get a job, like you said, to pay back the money.
Oh, okay. If it's for a job, you can go. Junior?
Yeah?
Be careful how you cross the street.
Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Who's out at the door, Junior?
Oh, it's it's Mr. Odell, the undertaker.
Well, tell him to come in.
I am in. Greetings, Riley.
How are you, Tigger? How's with the undertaker, huh?
How do you do, Mrs. Riley?
Hello, Mr. Odell.
Babs,
Hello.
you're all looking fine. Very natural.
Thank you. Will you excuse us, Mr. Odell? Well, come on, Babs. We better do the dishes, dear, if we're going to the movies tonight.
Movies. That's all the ladies think about.
I'm very fond of the cinema myself. Riley, did you happen to see a film called Arsenic and Old Lace?
Well, no.
Don't miss it. It's about two old ladies who poisoned 12 men and buried them in the cellar. I sat through it twice. It was awfully gay.
It must have been. Well, what brings you here, Digger?
Oh, I've come to cheer you up in your hour of need. Riley, why didn't you tell me?
Well, tell you what, Digger?
That you had to pawn this valuable ruby ring.
Digger! My family ring! Where did you get it?
In Tubbins' pawn shop. I knew you wouldn't part with this ring unless you were destitute. Why didn't you tell me you were heading for the poorhouse? I'd have given you a helping hand.
I didn't pawn this ring. I gave it to Junior. He pawned it. That kid, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Yes, boys can be very annoying. They annoy me constantly. Lately, half a dozen young hoodlums have disturbed me at my work by gathering in the doorway of my place of business and chanting a song.
Well, why should that bother you?
They always sing, "Don't fence me in." Well, Riley, I am glad to see that you're not flat on your back. Financially, that is. Well, I must be running along.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for everything, Digger. I'm a little short of cash right now. I'll pay you what I owe you for the ring tomorrow.
Oh, it's only $5. Take your time, Riley. Digby Odell is always glad to carry his friends. Cheerio.
Peg. Come here, quick.
Yes, what's the matter, Riley?
Peg, look at this.
Oh, it's your ruby ring. The one you gave Junior.
Yeah. How does he show his ingratitude? By hawking it in the pawn shop.
Oh, no.
First he steals a $5 bill, but he couldn't hawk that. So now he's pawning the family jewels. He's disgraced us.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, I can't get over it. Pawning the family ring for $5. He ain't even smart. When I was a boy, I used to get 7.
Wait a minute. Junior got $5 for this ring.
Yeah?
Well, there's something funny about all this. The basketball cost $5, and he got $5 for the ring. Then why do you have to take $5 from the cream jar? Riley, are you sure you gave me 4 $5 bills?
Oh, sure, I'm sure.
Well, maybe you lost a bill or dropped it on the floor and mislaid it.
Peg. I remember perfect. Why, I was wearing the suit I got on now. I had the 4 $5 bills in the little watch pocket so I wouldn't lose them. I remember giving it to you. I put 2 fingers in my little pocket like this, and I pulled the money out like...
What's that you took out of your pocket?
That's nothing.
Don't say nothing. I saw something green. Now, what is it?
That's a piece of lettuce. I couldn't finish my lunch.
Let me see that, Riley.
All right, well...
It's a $5 bill. So you did have it all the time, and you...
No. Peg. There's a lot of $5 bills. The Mint is having a big year. They're making a lot of money.
Riley, that's the $5 bill you accused Junior of stealing, and you might just as well admit it.
Yeah. I guess it is. What a revolting development this is.
I said he didn't take it, but you wouldn't listen. Oh, no, you had to go ahead and call him a thief and ruin his basketball game.
I'm a failure as a father.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
I'm a problem parent. Peg, do you think you'll ever forgive me?
You better do something, and right away, too.
Yeah. Junior. Junior, darling.
He's not here. You made him go and get a job to pay back money he didn't take.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta find him. I gotta... Oh, maybe that's him now. Oh, it's you, Marilyn. Well, come in.
I want to speak to you, Mr. Riley.
Who is it, Riley?
Oh, it's Marilyn Morris, Junior's little friend.
Junior's fiancé.
Junior's fiancé. Excuse me, Marilyn, but isn't it a little late for a 12-year-old girl to be out?
12 and a half.
Pardon me, madam.
Well, hello there, Marilyn. Was anything wrong?
Plenty. Mr. Riley, after what you did to Junior, I think you're the meanest man in the world.
Well,
accusing your own son of being a thief and stopping him from playing basketball.
And giving him a beating besides.
What? You mean to say he beat Junior?
With a leather belt.
Mrs. Riley, I don't see how you can live with this man.
Oh, Marilyn. You shouldn't say things like that about Mr. Riley.
I have a right to criticize as his future daughter-in-law.
You sound more like a mother-in-law.
Well, anyway, we know now that Junior's innocent.
Yeah, but he didn't have to pawn the family ring.
Oh, but you don't understand. He had to pawn the ring. Otherwise, his club would have called him a thief.
What? Nobody's going to call my boy a thief.
Just a minute, Marilyn. What's all this about Junior's club?
Well, Junior's treasurer, and he lost the $5 that the club saved up to buy a basketball. So he pawned the ring.
Well, why didn't he tell me about it?
Well, he knew how much the ring meant to you, and he didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Oh, I see.
You see the kind of a son you have, Riley?
Well, gee, how can I ever make it up to him? I got to do something nice. I know. I'm going to buy him a new lawnmower. But all this wouldn't have happened if he'd come to me for the $5 in the first place.
Well, that's what he should have done. But Junior isn't always as bright as he should be.
A lot like his father.
Yeah, he's my boy, all right.
Well, he may improve.
Oh, gosh, I'm glad it's all set.
Oh, but it isn't. You're forgetting about Junior. He can't play in the game tonight. You made him take a job.
Well, he can quit, can't he? The game ain't started yet. Where's Junior working?
120 Magnolia Avenue. He's got a hard job, too.
Never mind. He ain't going to do it. Marilyn, you go down to the gym and tell the coach Junior's playing tonight.
Okay.
We'll go and get Junior and have him down at the gym in less than a jiffy. Come on, Peg.
I'm ready.
Wait a minute. I almost forgot. Where's my belt?
Well, what do you want with your belt?
I'm going to give it to Junior.
What?
I'm going to give it to Junior, and then I'll bend over. 120. Here's the place, Peg. It's a funny place for Junior to work, a private house. He's too young to be a butler. Junior.
Oh, Mom, Pop, I'd have brought home the $5. You didn't have to come for it.
No, Junior, you don't understand. Everything is okay.
But what do you
We know all about everything, and I ain't sore about you pawning the ring, and you're playing basketball tonight, and will you take me back as your father?
Oh, gee, Pop, sure, but...
Come on, Junior, dear. You'll miss the game.
But I can't leave my job.
You go to the game. Whatever you're doing, I'll do it for you.
You will? Gosh, thanks, Pop.
Well, hurry up, Junior.
Oh, so long, Pop.
So long, Junior. So long, Peg. Have a... Oh, wait a minute. Well, what am I supposed to be doing here?
That's it, Pop.
That's a baby.
Yeah, I got a job minding the Reese's baby. They went to the basketball game.
I can't mind this baby. This ain't my type of work. I'm a riveter. Peg, you mind the baby.
Oh, no, I'm going to the basketball game. Come on, Junior, dear.
So long, Pop.
Junior, take so big. Pipe down, you. I'm not talking to you. Don't go. There, baby, there. Ready, party, we'll pick 'em up. Holy smoke, is this kid homely? Oh, all right, you're beautiful, love. I got this kid in the palm of my hand. Listen, baby, will you please dry up? Oh, I know what's wrong with it, baby. Oh, yeah, you ate too much. Wait a minute. Ratty Party knows what to do. He's going to pat you with a back and make you feel better. Yeah. Ain't that nice? Very low-type kid. Didn't even say excuse me.
We'll be back in just a moment. I hope the red stamp situation won't make you women feel you have to give up those good meat breakfasts we've been talking about. For a good meal to start off the day, let's say you'd like to serve each member of your family of 4 a slice or 2 of bacon with the breakfast eggs. You can do it with only 1/4 pound or 1 ration point. If you want to serve some good nutritious liver with it, watch for pork or lamb liver, which requires no points. Or liver sausage, which is delicious when served hot at breakfast. That's point-free, too. And how about that good old English dish, grilled kidneys, that rate close to liver in proteins, minerals, and vitamins? That won't take any of your precious points either. Though you see, there's more than one way to keep the proteins of meat in your breakfasts. All meat is rich in the right kind of proteins, right for growth, right for tissue repair, right for good red blood. That's why meat is a yardstick of protein foods, because meat measures up to every protein need. And remember, these nutritional statements just made about meat are accepted by the Council on Foods and Nutrition of the American Medical Association. And now here's a word from the star of our show, Riley himself, William Bendix.
Folks, there's a war on. No, I don't mean the one that the Germans and Japs started and that the United Nations are going to finish. I mean the war against infantile paralysis, the deadly enemy of your child and mine. So let's all join the March of Dimes. Send your dimes and your dollars, if you can, to President Roosevelt. Remember, a dime that you spend marching may help a little child to walk.
Follow the Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley, and presented by the American Meat Institute next week at the same time. Next week, Riley goes to a lodge initiation, and the results are black, blue, and disaster. This is Ken Niles saying, see you next week.
This is the Blue Network.
7:30 at KECA, Los Angeles.
The makers of Toastum, the favorite mealtime drink in 3 million American homes, present your favorite radio friends, Lum and Abner. Did you know that a manicurist is often a bit of a nerve specialist, too? Well, just listen to one and see if I'm not right.
Some of my customers have very nice nails, and of course it's my job to keep them that way. But more than once I've noticed that a customer whose nails have been all right suddenly takes to biting them. Then I know that something's wrong. They're all on edge, can't sit still. They seem nervous and jittery.
Yes, and so often those people go on becoming more nervous and jittery without ever stopping to think that coffee may be what's causing it. For while it's true that many people can drink coffee without becoming nervous and upset, It's just as true that many others should leave it severely alone. So if you suspect that coffee disagrees with you, by all means, switch to Postum. Because in Postum, there is no caffeine or any other stimulant that can possibly jangle your nerves. Postum is a grand, tempting, flavorful beverage, easy to make and very inexpensive, too. For it costs less than half a cent a cup. And once you've tried a cup, steaming and delicious, you'll see that it's not a bit hard to give up coffee after all. Drink Postum regularly. And if coffee upsets you, see if you don't feel less tense and nervous. And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Lum and Abner's matrimonial bureau seems to be running into unexpected difficulties. They are getting plenty of correspondence from prospective customers for their new business, but practically all of the letters are from women, and they don't have any pictures of men to send out in answer to the letters. So far, they've sent out only pictures of Lum, and now even he has decided that he's not interested in matrimony. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner alone at the Jot 'em Down store. Lum is just entering. Listen.
Come in. Oh, Ed, you back from the county seat already?
Yeah, I just arrived with Bob Medford. He was in town there doing some trading, so I never had to wait for the mail hack.
Well, who all did you see in town?
Oh, not much of nobody. I never went no place except up to the printing office and then down to George Petty's store. That's where I run into Bob.
Did you get them whatever you call them, blanks?
Yeah, let me show them to you here. It's going to be the handiest things at all.
There, huh?
Especially after the matrimonial bureau business picks up. Save
Sure.
all that letter writing we've been having to do. Yeah, there. How does that look?
Well, goldies. Them's kind of fancy, ain't they? Looks like them our stock certificates.
Oh, yeah, they want to make them sit up and take notice.
Well,
See there, you put the name and address, and then the description's all down here. Age and weight and color of eyes and color of hair and height and property and...
Well, I thought we was going to send them all a picture so they can tell what they look like.
Well, we do. Take some of them paper clips and put the picture right on the description here.
Oh.
All the women that writes in looking for a husband, we send them pictures and descriptions of all the men that we got that's looking for wives, and vice versa.
Who?
Vice versa means the other way around.
Other way around what?
We send all the men pictures of the women and all the women pictures of the men. That's what vice versa means.
Well, I do know. Yeah, that's a quick way of saying it, all right. What kind of language is that, Lum?
Well, it's American. See that wrote in books and stories and newspapers, just like, like and so forth. Vice versa.
Yeah, sounds like Choctaw. Vice versa. Always I want to recollect that.
Any mail this morning?
No, but I see Cedric coming yonder. I sent him over after it a while ago. Afternoon mail ought to be in a little while now.
I hope we get some letters from me, and we can't match up no couples just sending out pictures of me.
Oh, no, you can't tell, no. Some woman might see that picture of you and fall in love with you. Some folks has funny taste.
Well, I don't mean that. There'll be plenty of them wanting to marry me, all right, but I don't want to get married. I just sent them pictures out of me because we never had none of nobody else.
Yeah, I know it. Sure, I know why you done it.
And that don't look right, just having one picture in each letter.
Don't, huh?
I ought to have at least 3 or 4 send out so they'll have a selection to choose from.
Yeah.
These women folks that's been writing in is going to think this is an awful 2x4 outfit.
Was there any mail, Cedric?
Yes, Mom. 3 letters and a newspaper.
Well, good.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Lum.
How are you, Cedric?
Oh, all right, I reckon. Haven't thought much about it.
Here, Lum, you can open some of these, too.
Yeah. Granny, that looks like a woman's handwriting, too.
Yeah, so does this one from Little Rock, Arkansas. This one's from.
Look at there. These is all from women, sure as the world. Granny, ain't there no men folks looking for wives no more? We're going to lose what customers we got if we don't get out here and get some pictures of men to send out.
Yeah. I am 36 years of age.
Huh?
Let me
You're
see
older
that
than
picture.
home.
This is the letter I'm reading here. See that picture? Sassy Flash. Sassy Flash. You'll never see 46 again, that woman.
Cedric, have you got any pictures of yourself over at the place?
Yes, Mom. Got a lot of them.
Well, I was just wondering.
Well, here, Lum, if you ain't going to read them, let me have them here.
Yeah.
See if it...
The reason I asked, Cedric, we've got to get some pictures of men to send out to some of these women that's writing in.
You mean women that's looking for husbands?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to marry Clarabelle Seastrunks when I get enough money saved up. Then got my mind made up. Got her mind made up, too, I think.
Oh, well, you don't have to marry none of them. You might get some letters from some of them, but that don't mean you have... What's so funny?
If this ain't a good one on you, Lum.
On me?
Yeah, it's from that woman in Springfield, Missouri. We sent that picture of you to.
Well, what's the matter? She wanting to marry me right off? Oh, me, I know that picture get 'em. It was took 10 years ago. Let me see the letter.
Yeah, you read it there. Maybe I sort of got mixed up on it there.
Lonesome Heart Matrimonial Bureau. Pine Ridge. Gentlemen.
Well.
Where did you get it, and what was that a picture of you sent me? What's that? I don't care if he is a millionaire and drives a big car. If that is the best your bureau has to offer, please don't bother to send me any more pictures. Yours truly, Paula Reimer. Sick a name.
I wonder where she got the idea that you was a millionaire.
Well, we've got to make these letters sound as good as we can, Abner. But I don't think nothing would sound good to her. There's a smart aleck if ever I seen one. Or heard from one.
Well, she writes an awful pretty hand, I'll say that for her.
I don't see nothing pretty about it. I bet she ain't got sense enough to get in out of the rain, that woman.
Well, how do you know so much about her, Lum? You ain't never even seen the woman.
I don't have to see her. I can tell from that letter. Where did you get it, and what was that a picture? Nothing. Nothing.
Well, I expect maybe I better be getting on over to the blacksmith shop, Mr. Lum.
Yeah, well, much obliged to you for getting the mail for me, Cedric, and help yourself to a piece of candy on your way out there if you care for it.
Cedric, bring some of them pictures of yourself over here, and we'll buy them off of you.
Well, all right, I will if Mama will let me have them. She might not want to part with them on account of they're the only baby pictures she's got of me.
Baby pictures?
Well, here, Cedric, we don't want no baby pictures to send out. These women is looking for husbands, not somebody to adopt.
Oh, no, we don't want them, Cedric.
And another thing, Cedric, don't go around telling anything you heard over here.
Oh, what I heard?
Yeah, like that letter from that woman in Missouri. Don't go telling that around.
Well, I don't understand what she's talking about. No way, I couldn't.
Well, that's good. You're a smart boy. Help yourself to the candy. Take 2 pieces.
Well, here, I never did read that other letter. Let me read that thing here and see what's going on.
Wait a minute, Cedric. I'll walk over to the blacksmith shop with you. I want to see Caleb about sharpening some blouse for me, Abner. Won't be gone long.
Yeah, sure.
You can go ahead and answer them letters. Better get them ready so the afternoon mail carrier can pick them up, too.
Yeah, well, I see Grandpap coming in there. I'll get him to help me.
Oh, yeah. Howdy, Grandpap. Yeah, howdy, Lum. Where about your Tavern? He's back there. I want you to help him write some letters, I think. Come on, Cedric.
Come on back, Grandpap. I got a job for you here.
I can't stay long, Abner. I just brung over some pictures to show you what kind of work I'm doing.
Oh, some photographs, huh?
Yeah. Catched a bunch of the boys down to the barber shop the other day and taken them of them. Let's see to see them.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, if you like them, I want to see about making a deal with you to take some family groups for you. There's one of them old smooths.
Well, that looks just like him.
It ought to. It's a picture of him.
Yeah, sure. Well, nothing.
Yeah, made him a dozen up for him.
Well?
And got a dozen of him and a dozen of Dick Huddleston and a dozen of Ezra Seastones here.
Well, wait a minute now. How much do you charge for them things, Grandpa?
Oh, I'll make a dozen of them for you for $3, Abner. That's might not cost, too.
Oh, well, I don't want no pictures of myself, but What do you take for these here pictures here, Mose and Dick and Ezra you got here?
Oh, well, they're for them, Abner. I figured I could sell them to their wives.
Well, you can make some more up, can't you?
Well, yes, I reckon so. Yeah. Why, $3 a dozen, same price.
Well, I don't guess I'll take them. Yeah, now we'll have something to send out for them there vice versa that we got.
Them what, Abner?
Vice versa, don't you know what that means?
Well, I thought I did.
Well, that's a short way of sending pictures to men and men's pictures to women. That's what that means. Swan, you're the backwoodsest somebody I ever seen, Grandpa. No, so old Lum was just worried to death because we never had no pictures or no men to send out. He'll be tickled to death when he hears about this.
Yeah.
Here, come on, help me, Grandpa. I want to send a picture and a description of all three of these fellers to every woman customer on our list.
I still don't know what you're doing.
Well, here now, you don't have to know. You just sort out the pictures there now. Put one each there and in different stacks while I fill out these descriptions. My doggies, I'll show Lum he ain't the only one around here that's got brains. They're wanting pictures of men, folks, and I doggies they're going to get them.
And without their knowledge, three of Pine Ridge's most substantial citizens become clients of the Lonesome Heart Matrimonial Bureau. Picture for yourself a dark room and someone in that room. It's late at night and the clock is ticking. Isn't that the perfect picture of you when you're unable to get to sleep? And the clock is ticking off the dreary seconds louder and louder until you're almost ready to scream. Well, if it is, just ask yourself this. Is it coffee that's keeping me awake nights? Coffee may easily do it, you know. For while many people can drink coffee without being kept awake, many others cannot. So if coffee is your trouble, do the sensible thing and drink Postum instead. For Postum contains no caffeine or any other stimulant that could possibly disturb your sleep. It's a delicious, full-bodied beverage with a tempting aroma and a smooth, mellow flavor. You'll like Postum, and after you've enjoyed a few steaming cups, you'll wonder why you didn't give up coffee long ago. Besides, Postum is so easy to make and costs so little, less than half a cent a cup, that there's nothing in the world to keep you from at least trying Postum. Then, if coffee has been keeping you awake, see if you don't get a better, sounder night's sleep. Lum and Abner again at this same time on Friday evening, presented by Postum. Good night. Lou Crosby speaking. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Amos and Andy Show. On the wall of Andrew H. Brown's office is a large calendar, and the third Friday of the month, which happens to be today, has a circle drawn around it. And from what Andy is telling Lightning right now, there's some doubt as to just why Andy was anxious to remember this particular day.
Now, look, Lightning, a man don't draw no circle around a day unless it means something.
You ain't got no idea what it's for, huh?
Now, let me think. What did I circle today for? Nothing doing up the lodge. Income tax ain't due till March.
If they still got that thing going on.
Wait a minute, Lightning. When is Easter?
Easter? I don't know exactly. But I don't think it's the day, because I ain't seen no bunnies around the store.
Yeah. February the 18th. It ain't Decoration Day. It ain't Labor Day. Let me see. February the 18th.
I know it ain't the 4th of July. I know that.
You know what?
I say I know it ain't the Oh, that was pretty dumb, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wait a minute. I know the reason I done put that circle around the date.
Oh, why?
It's to remember to buy Ruby a present. Today is Ruby's birthday, and Ruby is one of the best friends I got.
She sure is. What is you going to buy her, Miss Andy?
Well, I don't know yet exactly, but it's going to be something classy. I'm going to buy her the most beautiful, gorgeous, and most attractive present in town. Come on, Lightning. We're going over to the 5 and 10.
Hey, listen, Muggsy. Take a look back over your shoulder. Is that Flatfoot still following us?
Yeah, Joe. He's walking fast, too. That's a cop sure as you're a foot high.
I know. Where's the diamond ring?
I got it in my hand. Come on, let's duck in the 5 and dime here, quick.
Okay. Hey, what are you trying to do? Get lost in the crowd, Muggsy?
How are you going to get lost in here? Come on, we're going over to the jewelry counter.
Oh, what's the idea?
Come on, stand over here. Keep your eye on the front door. If the copper comes in, let me know quick.
Okay.
I'm going to drop this ring in the tray here with these phony diamond rings.
Oh, here he comes. Drop it quick.
Okay. Come on now. Walk slow.
Nobody's seen you, Muggsy. And we don't know nothing, see? Oh, here's the cop.
Boys, okay. Let's go up to headquarters. I want to talk to both of you.
Oh, what's the idea? A couple of respectable citizens come in a store, and all of a sudden somebody jumps on them and takes them up there.
Is this where you was going, Miss Andy?
Yeah, come on, Lightning. Here's the jewelry counter right here.
This is the highest class 5 and 10 cent store I was ever in.
Oh, that's why I come here.
Something I can do for you?
Yes, ma'am. I want to get a diamond ring. A pretty good diamond.
Our rings are in this tray here on the counter. 98 cents apiece.
Yeah, they're pretty, ain't they?
These are all square cuts.
Yeah, I like these. Them round ones got that cheap look.
Which one you going to take, Miss Andy?
Well, here's two. Look almost exactly alike. Which one would you take, Lightning?
I can't tell them apart hardly.
Well, it don't make much difference. This one looked pretty good. Yeah, here you is, miss. Can I have this one?
All right. I'll put it in the bag for you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. You know, Lightning, you sure get your money's worth in this store. Lightning, did you stop off and see Fluky like I told you to?
Yeah, sir. He's on his way over here now.
Well, I sure hope he'd bring a lot of chisels and hammers with him.
Yeah, I told him to bring that stuff.
You see, I wants Ruby to think that I has given her a real diamond, and if she see one this big, she gonna know that it ain't real. I'm gonna have Fluky to chop some of it off.
I hear the fella say one time that when you got a real diamond, it'll cut glass.
Yeah, well, if Ruby tried to cut any glass with this one, there's going to be a question of which piece of glass goes first. And another thing, Lightning, I want you to keep your big mouth shut. I don't want it to get all over town that I has given Ruby a ring from the 5 and 10 cent store. So you don't know nothing no matter what happened.
Oh, I promise you, I ain't going to say nothing to nobody.
Yeah, wait a minute. Come in, Fluky. I see you got all your stuff with you there.
Well, how's you there, fella? Glad to see you.
Yeah. Listen, Fluky, can you shorten this diamond for me? Look here.
Oh, sure. I got my whole kit here full of diamond shortening tools. Yeah, where's my big hammer here?
Yeah, well, here's the ring. Go ahead. Go to work there, Fluky.
Yeah, now wait a minute. Let me get my wooden handle chisel out here. Yeah, well, I think we all set you all right, Andy. Andy, you hold the diamond flush against the floor with the ring part up.
Okay, Fluky.
Lightning, you hold this big chisel right there on the diamond. Put it right about there. Just chop off a little there. That's it right there.
Okay, I got it.
Boy, it sure takes a flock of people to shorten a diamond, don't it?
All right, hold it now, everybody. I go smack it. I missed it.
Listen, Lightning, you move the chisel. Watch it, will you? We are shortening the diamond here, not the floor.
Let's try it again now. Put the chisel right about here, Lightning.
Yeah, sir.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Split it right in two.
The diamond?
No, the chisel.
Yeah, they sure make these fake diamonds hard, don't they? You see there, Lightning? I told you that this was a good imitation.
Yeah, sir. Sure is hard, all right.
Say, look, Fluky, I think we better forget about shortening the thing. You're liable to bust up the ring and everything else there.
Yeah, well, I done used my biggest chisel on the thing, so I wouldn't know where to go from there, and I ain't got no more chisels.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Thanks anyway, Fluky, for trying to help me.
Okay, and I'll be seeing you then.
Yeah. Oh, come in, Kingfish. Come in.
Well, hello there, boys. How is you, Fluky? How is you, Kingfish? Just leaving. See you soon.
Yeah, so long, Fluky. So
long. So long. Well, Andy, what's that ring you got there?
Oh, well, I done got this for Ruby for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Fluky was trying to make it look like a real diamond for me.
Oh, got one of them dime store diamonds, huh?
That's right, yeah.
Listen, Andy, if you want to make it look like a real diamond, why don't you have the inside of the ring graved up?
Well, Kingfish, I
tell you what, I got a friend down here that will do it for you. A fellow by the name of Pete. Got a little hole in the wall, low rent, one price and all that stuff. Good jeweler, though.
Yeah. What do we get for graving?
Well, he get a pretty good price, Andy, but I can get it for you wholesale. 10 cents a letter, and he throws in the dots for nothing.
Yeah.
Graving would be a good idea, all right.
Oh, yeah. You could have him grave something nice in there, like to Ruby from Andy on her birthday, February 18th, 1944. Many happy returns of the day and best wishes for the future.
Listen, Kingfish. Suppose I just say 2 Ruby from Andy. Now, how much is that going to cost?
2 Ruby from Andy.
Yeah.
Well, 10 cents a letter. There's 2, 6, 10, 14 letters. That would be $1.40.
And that dot deal don't mean nothing because there ain't no dots in there. $1.40, huh? That's a lot of money. Wonder what we could cut out there. You know that word ruby in there ain't really important. She's going to wear the ring. She knows her.
You want to cut out the word ruby, huh?
Yeah. What did that leave?
Then it would read 2 from Andy.
2 from Andy. Yeah, well, that 2 don't make much sense there. Cut that out.
Okay, well, that would leave from Andy.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to give her the ring. She's going to know who it's from. Ain't no use putting Andy in there.
I want to cut out Andy, huh?
Yeah. What we got left?
From.
From, huh? Well, I don't know, but that sounds kind of indefinite to me.
Well, I tell you, Andy, the only thing to do is to put in there 2 ruby from Andy.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, take care of it for me, will you, Kingfish?
Sure thing, Andy. I'll have the ring back for you this afternoon. So like I say, Pete, this friend of mine wants the ring graved up. He wants to put in there 2 ruby from Andy.
Okay, Kingfish, I can do that.
And don't forget, Pete, you told me that if any graving work that I brung you from the brothers, you'd give me 25%. And, what you looking at?
You got a mighty fine ring here, Kingfish.
Oh, what you mean?
That's a blue-white stone. That's one of the finest diamonds I ever saw.
Wait a minute. You mean that that's a real, genuine diamond?
It's worth a couple of $1,000 wholesale if it's worth a cent.
Don't touch it, Pete. Hand me that ring right back. Give me that ring. Give me that ring.
Well, Kingfish had gone to get Andy's ring engraved, and he found out its real value. Just now, he's returning with it to Andy.
Come in, Kingfish.
Brother Andy, here's the ring.
Oh, you got it graved up already?
Yeah, you know, there's a funny thing about these dime store rings. This high-class graver that I done took it to told me that it would ruin his graving instrument if he graved on tin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said what you ought to do is to take this to a tin cutter.
I is, huh?
But a funny thing happened, Brother Andy. A cheap old tin ring like this that ain't no good to nobody walks into my life to fill a vacant niche.
What you mean walks into your life?
It so happens, partner dear, that on every anniversary I has done give my wife a present, except on her 10th anniversary, which is the 10th year of marriage bliss. And what I want to do is to buy this ring from you to fill up that vacant hole that I has done left in my long string of anniversaries.
Wait a minute, though, Kingfish. I'm going to give that ring to Ruby.
Oh, now listen, Andy, I is in a hurry. Now look here, you can get another ring. I tell you what, whatever you paid for this ring, I'm willing to give you 100% profit. And that's as high as a markup can go. That's OPA stuff and everything right there.
What you mean?
Tell you what, I'll give you $5.
$5?
Oh, look, that's just my first offer now. That's my first offer.
Yeah, well, wait a minute here. Let's skip the in-between offers now and get right down to the last offer then.
Yeah, I think you're right, Andy. We get dickering around. First you dicker, then I dicker. Pretty soon we all dickered out here.
Yeah, we sure will.
Yeah, my last and final 100% offer is $20 cash. I got the money. I, as your pal, and I want to help you.
All right, sold. $20. Give me the money.
Now, Brother Andy, it just so happens that I got a contract here in my pocket, all drawn up in advance, to save you time, even making you the party of the first part, because I love you. And I want to do everything I can to help you.
Yeah, what do it say?
Here's the contract. I'll read it to you. Say here, Andrew H. Brown, party of the first part, and George Stevens, party of the second part, hereby agrees to wit and whereas, that Andrew Brown, being in his top form and right mind, feeling good, and knowing what he's doing, accepts from the Kingfish $20 and will never claim any part of any diamond ring that the Kingfish has got.
Go ahead.
Say here then, as far as ownership of said ring is concerned, Brown agrees that he never saw it, never owned it, and hereby knows that it is the sole property of the Kingfish. And he does not know where the Kingfish got it, if by hook or crook. Still being in his right mind, Andrew Brown fixes his hand and seal. Sign right there on top of them dots right there.
Yeah. Andrew H. Brown. There you is.
Yeah, here's the $20.
Okay. I'll have Lightning get a box of candy for Ruby so that her and Sapphire won't both get rings. Amos and Ruby is coming over here in a little while.
Yeah.
Oh, George, I never been so thrilled over anything in my life. It's a shame we got to sell it.
Yes, honey, it is, but you know the bills we owe. Well, we'll take it into this jewelry store right down here and see what the man will offer us for it.
Where did you get this diamond ring anyhow, George? You never did tell me.
Oh, it's all on the level, honey. I'll tell you just what happened. A certain person done bought this ring in the dime store. And the only way I can figure it is that this real ring got mixed up with them phony ones.
But, George, how in the world could a thing like that happen?
Well, honey, it must have been a decoy. They must have nailed it in the tray as a come-on, and somebody done pried the decoy loose. That's what I think. Here's the jewelry store right here. Let's get in here. Come on. Go right in. How you do, sir?
Something I can do for you?
Yeah, sir. I got this diamond ring here, and I want to sell. How much did you think you could give me for it? Hold out your hand, honey.
Yeah, you is. It's so tight on my finger, I'm afraid we're going to have to get some soap and water to get it off.
Well, let me put my glass on here.
Well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, nice stone.
Yes, it is a nice one.
Will you excuse me for just a minute? I'll be right back.
Yeah, so you wait, y'all. Go right ahead. Take your time.
Still got some nice stuff in this store, George.
Yeah, where are you going?
Oh, I just want to look around at these showcases back here.
Look at the jewelry. Look in these cases. Must be $1 zillion worth of stuff in here. Look at that gold stuff, them clips with watches in there. Wonder whatever happened to watch fobs. Well, yes, I ain't got no business complaining, though.
Oh, George!
Oh, what's the matter, honey?
I was in the back of the store, and I heard the man call the police and tell them a woman is in his store wearing that hot diamond ring, what was described in the police bulletin, and that the police ought to come right over here.
Oh, me, come on. Let's get out of here quick. Come on here.
Well, George, what you gonna do?
Give me that ring. Pull it off your finger quick. Listen here. You go home and don't answer the doorbell till you hear from me. I go into Andy's office.
Come in, Kingfish. Come in.
Howdy there, Brother Andy. How you feel there?
What's the matter? What you out of breath about?
Who's out of breath? Just had an attack of asthma here.
Yeah, I see. It looks like it.
I getting all right, though.
Yeah, you're getting well fast, aren't you?
Yeah. Brother Andy, I gotta see you.
Well, you're looking at me. What's the trouble?
Brother Andy, it's my conscience. You was done here the people's conscience gnawing at them.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is chewing me to pieces. Partner, dear, I want you to take this ring back.
Now, hold everything, Kingfish. If you think I'm going to give you the $20 back, you're crazy. We done signed a contract.
Andy, look here. Will you please let my conscience finish talking before you start butting in here? Please do that.
Go ahead.
All I say is that I won't give you the ring back. I didn't say nothing about you giving me back the $20.
Yeah, well, what is the idea of the thing, Kingfish?
Brother Andy, I started thinking about the thing. Here is a ring that you done bought for Ruby. You done bought it for her out of the goodness of your heart. And you was bubbling over with sentiment.
Yeah.
Then what happened? I come along. Greedy, selfish me.
Yeah, you're right about that, all right.
And what does I do when I sees the ring? Right off the bat, I thinks of my wife. Is it her birthday? No. It's Ruby's birthday. But I done forgot all about Ruby. And I didn't realize what the ring would mean to her, you see. Yeah. And even her little children. Oh, Andy, I was a snake in the grass. That's what I did.
Yeah, well, you really been mean to Ruby, all right, ain't you?
Yeah, now look here. Now let's get down to business. Andy, I got a contract all drawn up here, giving you back the ring and letting you keep the $20 besides.
Yeah. Is I still going to be the party to the first part?
Well, to tell you the truth, Andy, just so there won't be no confusion, you was going to be the only party in the contract.
Yeah, well, that's good, all right.
Now, I'll read it to you. Stay here. I, Andrew H. Brown, still in my right mind, even more than I was when I signed the other paper. Then I say here, I hereby certifies that I is the only one in the whole world that knows anything about that diamond ring. See, there it is. Now, sign right there on top of them dots there.
Okay. I like this contract better than the other one, you know. Tell you the truth, that first one you had there, I think you was trying to put something over on me, you know that?
All right, now, Andy, here's a copy for me, and here's a copy for you. And remember, Andy, when you say, wait a minute, if that phone is for me, I ain't here.
Yeah. Hello?
Miss Andy?
Yeah, Lighten, what you want?
I was having trouble getting candy. I went to one store, and they was all out. And then I whizzed over to another store. And they got a long line of people waiting.
Well, listen, Lightning, forget about the candy, 'cause I done got the ring back, and I'm going to give that to Ruby.
All right, Miss Andy. Goodbye.
So long, Lightning. Thanks. Well, I right back where I started from. Got the ring back and $20 besides. Sure is nice to be able to... Oh, Amos, Ruby, come on in.
Hi there, son.
Hello, Andy.
Hello, Ruby. Hello.
Well, you said you wanted us both to stop by here, Andy.
Yes, we didn't know but what you was having trouble and needed some help with something.
Yeah, well, I is having trouble. You see, there's a gal that I knows that I'm crazy about, and I wants to give her a ring, but I don't know just what to say to her when I gives it to her.
Yeah, well, maybe you don't have to say nothing.
Yes, the ring will speak for itself, Andy. Why don't you just give it to her and see what happens?
All right, I will. Here's the ring, Ruby, and happy birthday to you.
Why, Andy.
Boy, you sure put one over on her, son. Oh, and look at that ring.
Oh, Andy, well, this is the most beautiful ring I've ever seen in my whole life.
And look at the size of it, too, honey.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the stone is no good or not, but the feeling behind it is 8 million carats, I'll tell you that.
Andy, I just don't know how to thank you.
Oh, well, you know something, Ruby?
What?
If Amos wasn't here, I'd kiss you.
Oh.
Someday, Ruby, I'm going to get me a gal just like you.
Well, Andy, you've made my birthday very happy with this ring, and it's something I'm never going to forget.
Now, don't get nervous, honey. Maybe you was wrong about it.
Amos, I'm sure I'm not wrong. And I'm thinking about what's going to happen to Andy.
Look here, what did the man say to you again?
Well, I took the ring to the jewelry store today to have it made the right size. And the man at the jewelry store told me this ring was worth at least $2,000 or $3,000.
This diamond ring here worth $2,000 or $3,000.
It's a real diamond.
Oh, me, that's bad, all right. Give me that ring, Ruby.
What are you going to do, honey?
I know this much. Andy never bought it. I got to do something fast. Lightning, I want you to tell me something. Do you know where Andy got this ring that he give Ruby?
I know some, Miss Amos. I don't know nothing about it.
Now, listen, Lightning. This is important. If you know where Andy got that ring, you got to tell me.
Well, to tell you the truth, I knows where he got it, but I ain't supposed to know that he got it there.
Where?
Where he got it.
Well, listen, Lightning, you don't have to give away no secrets, but we got to get this ring back to where Andy got it from, or we're all liable to be in a mess. Will you promise me that you'll take it right back there to where you got it right now?
Well, I was supposed to be home in 5 minutes, but I'll take it there for you, Miss Amos.
I tell you, Muggsy, there's a good chance that the ring is still in the tray where we dropped it. I don't think they sell many of those rings.
But don't forget, it's been there 2 days now while they've been holding us in the clink.
Well, at least they didn't get anything out of us. That ring is still there. Everything will be okay.
Here's the counter here. We don't want to hang around here too long either.
May I wait on you?
Yeah, miss. I think we're going to buy one of these rings.
Yes, they're very nice.
Yeah, we want to look them over, miss. Stick with us. We're in a hurry.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey, wait a minute, buddy. Can't you see she's waiting on us?
Excuse me. I just got something here that I want to...
Look, we don't care what you got. Take your time, see?
Yeah, sir.
You see it, Joe?
No, not yet, Muggsy.
Excuse me. I was in kind of a hurry.
Say, are you going to be quiet or am I going to have to punch you right in the nose? Now, wait a minute.
Yeah, sir.
I don't see it, Joe.
Well, did you look at all of them?
It'll just take me a couple of seconds.
Get back, will you?
Miss, please don't push me like that, please, sir.
It ain't here, Muggsy.
You sure?
I'm positive. Can you beat that? It's gone.
Let's get out of here. All right, punk. Go ahead. Come on, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, may I help you now?
Yes, ma'am. I want to return this diamond ring and get my money back.
Oh, a return. Well, just drop the ring in the tray there. I'll give you your money.
Yes, ma'am.
My, those fellows were certainly rude. They looked at every ring in the tray and didn't buy one.
Sorry you didn't make a sale. Maybe they would have liked this one.
Now, here's great news for the Amos and Andy Show next week. Be sure to tell your friends to listen in. For next Friday evening, the boys will have as their guests that old Professor Kay Kaiser, plus one of radio's most popular singers, Harry Babbitt, plus the composers of the song hit Sunday, Monday, and Always, Johnny Burke and Jimmy Van Heusen. All four in person next Friday night on the Amos and Andy Show. Our program is broadcast to our armed forces everywhere. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for all of us with a final reminder. You know, it's not such a lot that the boys and girls overseas ask, just a letter from home. A breath of the old hometown, little familiar things they want to know about that only you can tell them. A letter from home is next best thing to being home. So don't please ever be too busy to write. And when you do write, make sure the boys get those letters by sending them V-mail, for V-mail is the safest means, the only guaranteed means of getting it there. V-mail is fast, and because it saves precious cargo space on ships and planes, it's the most patriotic way to send a letter. Be sure to address your V-mail letter correctly and completely to avoid any delay in delivery. Write those boys now.
Hellotion, my friends, the Heinz Honey and Almond Cream program.
Vote for Gracies! Vote for Gracies! Vote for Gracies! Vote for Gracies! Vote for Gracies!
Starring George Burns and Gracie Allen with Frank Parker, Ray Noble and his orchestra, and Truman Bradley speaking.
100 million songs, and Frank will get the wrong. Vote for Gracies! Keep voting all day long!
Presenting our presidential candidate who just flew back from Washington, where she was the honored guest at the Women's National Press Club's annual dinner, Heinz Honey, Gracie Allen.
Thank you very much.
And now presenting her partner, who just got back from the opening of a meat market, George Burns.
Thank you, my friend, and you are my friend.
Oh, he is nice, your brother Willie.
I noticed that suit looks familiar.
Say, Gracie, we're all dying to know what happened in Washington.
Well, it's a long story, so I'll tell it.
Good.
Now, I met Mrs. Dewey, Mrs. Vandenberg, Mrs. Burton Wheeler, Mrs. Bennett Champ Clark, and I met, what's her name now? Oh, I know it so well.
Was she live in Washington?
Yeah, in a big white house.
Mrs. Roosevelt?
Yes.
I thought so, yeah.
Oh, George, you should have been at that dinner.
What would I be doing there?
Well, all the wives of the other candidates were there.
Well, I didn't have what to wear.
You mean you had to stay home and watch the children?
Quiet. Gracie, you spoke at this banquet in Washington. What happened?
Yeah, tell us the details, Gracie.
Well, I got on the plane at Burbank.
Yes.
Oh, and what a plane. The cutest pilot you ever saw in your life.
Gracie, the banquet.
Oh, I'm coming to that.
Oh.
He had blue eyes and brown shoes.
Nice combination.
Yeah, wasn't he?
Yes.
Say, Gracie, it was pretty cloudy that day. How was the visibility?
Oh, pretty fair. I was sitting on his lap, but he could see over my shoulder.
Gracie, the banquet.
I'm coming to that.
Say, George, if Gracie is elected, what are you going to do?
You think you're kidding, huh? I'm beginning to worry, too.
Well, don't worry. You can always write a column, and I can correct the spelling.
Well, thanks, kid.
Oh, and George, what a thrill I got. There we were flying 10,000 feet over the Grand Canyon, and the pilot let go of the controls and put both arms around me.
Did he start falling?
Oh, you said it, and I thought of him, too.
Gracie, did you ever get to Washington?
Well, where do you think I made that speech?
Speech?
Yes.
What speech?
At the banquet.
Well, what did you say?
Oh, coming to that.
Oh, come to it.
And we flew over Texas. Freddie the pilot, you know, he's a pilot.
Yes, so I know.
Well, he had a little trouble. He stuck his left hand out to make a left-hand turn and got it caught in the propeller.
Did he ever stick his right hand out?
Yeah, and Mr. Garner shook it for 20 minutes.
Well, that's fine.
I said, George, why is it that I always get dizzy when I'm up in a plane?
Well, Ray, it's the altitude that affects you.
Well, then why is it I'm dizzy when I'm not in a plane?
Maybe you were born that way.
Maybe you're right, old man. I know I was born.
Well, that's something.
Because I remember the stork made 7 trips with me.
7 trips?
Yes, my parents kept rejecting me.
Well, they shouldn't have given up so easily, and cheerio.
Oh, cheerio.
Cheerio.
Oh, George, isn't that right, silly? You talk about one thing and he talks about something else.
But you're all right, huh?
Yes.
How about the speech?
Well, I didn't make that until I got to Washington.
Well, please get to Washington.
Coming to that. So the plane was going about 150 miles an hour, and we were flying upside down, and I said to Freddie...
Wait a minute. You were flying upside down?
Well, it was raining, and I didn't want to get my hat wet.
Well, that's fine. A $10 hat and a $90,000 plane.
So I said to Freddie, that's the pilot.
I know that's the pilot.
I said to him, I said, stop at the welfare for a second, and we landed in front of the Hall of Mirrors.
You stopped in front of the Hall of Mirrors?
Yes, my nose was shining.
Oh, nuts.
So then we took off again and finally landed in Washington.
And you said goodbye to Freddie?
Yeah, but by that time we were engaged.
Well, did he give you a ring?
No, he couldn't afford a ring, so he gave me the plane.
Well, wear it in good health.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
And when I got off the plane, there were a lot of photographers there.
What happened?
Well, I took their pictures.
What about the newspapermen?
I interviewed them, too.
Did they ask you anything?
Did they? They kept firing questions a mile a minute.
Well, what do they want to know?
Whether Myrna Roy has really got red hair.
And did you tell them that Hetty Lamar has a 20-foot pencil on her house?
Yeah, and they couldn't get over it.
Lots of things I can't get over, too.
Say, George, when Gracie goes to Washington and you're off the radio, don't worry.
Who's worrying?
Well, stop biting your nails and I'll tell you.
They're not my nails.
No.
No.
And they're not even his teeth.
No. Quiet. I had to open my mouth.
I say, George, when Grace is elected, you'll be the first gentleman of the land.
Well, you don't know what that means to me.
And, George, as Postmaster General, I'll be glad to give you a job.
Thanks.
Why, you're practically one of the family. I'll make you a letter carrier.
A letter carrier?
Yes, brother, when she's present, you'll be left holding the bag.
Yeah, I can always get a job. I could try and... Hey, Frank, what does a letter carrier pay?
Oh, $1,800 a year and all the stamps you can eat.
Oh, goody, a thing like that, Frank, will stick to a man's ribs.
Say, Gracie, you went to Washington and met Mrs. Roosevelt and other important people. We're all dying to hear about it.
Oh, I'm coming to that. So after we left the airport, I got into an official car and rode down Pennsylvania Avenue. And I was greeted by a man in a beautiful white uniform.
So?
So I bought a good humor from him, and I kept
bought a good
bowing
humor?
Yes, and I kept bowing and smiling to all the people, and the Republicans kept throwing confetti out of the window.
Well, that's nice.
And the Democrats kept throwing it back.
Well. They wanted to keep the streets clean.
Yes.
George, the street cleaner job pays $1,300 a year.
Will you go away? Will you go?
You know, Gracie, I wish I was with you in Washington last week.
Oh, so do I.
Must have been thrilling. I'd have given anything to be there.
Really?
Oh, rather. I love good humor.
Gracie, did you ever arrive in Washington?
Oh, I certainly did. I finally got to the Willard Hotel where the banquet was being held. And who do you think I met at the door?
Who?
The Secretary of the Interior.
The Secretary of the Interior?
Yes, and we had a couple of X-ray pictures taken together.
Well, I hope you remember to smile. And here's Truman Bradley, who will show you how to beat a certain skin game. Take it, Truman.
Wash day is certainly hard on your hands. Harsh cleansers and hard water and raw wind when you're hanging things on the line certainly do make your skin look red and chapped. So for real comfort, keep a bottle of Heinz Honey and Almond Cream near the laundry tubs.
Oh, Truman, you don't have to sell me on Heinz Honey and Almond Cream. Remember, I'm Heinz Honey.
Thank you, Gracie.
Oh, I use it all the time with my strawberries.
Come on, Gracie.
Smooth Heinz all over your hands, arms, and wrists before you start and the minute you finish washing. Right away, good creamy Heinz soothes your tender skin. Heinz is really the quick comfort lotion. Extra creamy, extra softening, and it contains 2 vitamins, A and D. Every creamy drop of Heinz helps ease away that rough, sandpapery look, coaxes back a smoother, more comfortable feeling to your hands. You can get Heinz Honey and Almond Cream at any toilet goods counter. The big dollar size is economical for family use, while the 10, 25, or 50-cent size is handy for your laundry shelf. Remember Heinz, H-I-N-D-S, and use it faithfully for softer, prettier hands. Now, Frank Parker.
Thanks, True. Tonight I'm singing a song written by Harry Warren, a young chap who's made it a habit to write hits. Beautiful ballad entitled Summer Night.
Summer night, starry skies, you can see my sweetheart with 1,000 eyes. Why have I only two to behold the 1,000 charms I idolize? Summer night, you arise, who come in her window when the day is through. She tells you all her thoughts in the fading candlelight. Summer night, oh how I envy you. Why am I so jealous of the moon? Jealous of a summer night in June. Why can they remain beside my darling while I must leave so soon? Summer night, you arise, you come in her window when the day is through. She tells you all her thoughts in
that was grand.
You're just saying that because you think I'm wonderful.
Well, Frank, you are wonderful.
Let's go steady.
Oh, go away.
Isn't Frank Parker cute?
Yes, it's a little dreamboat.
You'll be the first Postmaster General with mail pouches under his eyes.
Well, never mind this talk. When you got to Washington, did you make a speech, and what did you say?
Yes, Gracie, get to the point, will you?
Oh, the speech.
Yes.
Well, I was sitting on the dais in this big banquet hall, and when Mrs. Roosevelt got through speaking...
Gracie, did you have a lot of people?
Oh, everybody. And when she got...
Did you shake hands with them?
Well, certainly. And when she
Could
got...
you tell which ones used Heinz honey and almond cream?
Oh, sure. All of them had lovely hands.
Truman, I finally got Gracie where she's telling about her speech, and you're interrupting her.
Well, what are you getting excited about, George? How long can it take? I'm not talking about the dollar size. I'm only talking about the 10-cent bottle.
Oh, well, that's different. Gracie, what happened after Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt's speech?
Well, they kept applauding and applauding and applauding, and there was nothing I could do but get up and talk.
What? They were applauding for her, so you got up and spoke?
Oh, sure. It was one of the biggest moments of my life. Well, if I hadn't been there myself, I wouldn't have believed it. Imagine me in Washington when the most important women in the country were gathered. There they were, hanging on to every word I said, and me trying to hang on to my salad. Oh, what a night. I'll never forget it. Why, it was wonderful. Just picture it. This is exactly what they said. Wasn't Eleanor Roosevelt charming when she made her speech? Just simply wonderful and so down to earth.
Look, Gracie Allen's getting up to make a speech.
Madam Chairman, members of the Women's National Press Club, Mrs. Roosevelt, and other honored guests. I hope you will pardon me for reading my speech, but you see, I have to. Otherwise, how will I know when I'm through? Anyway, well, I'll just call you girls because I hardly know you well enough to call you ladies. So, girls, please don't expect me to tell you why I'll be the best president we ever had. There are too many obvious reasons why, and anyway, I'm too modest. It wouldn't be good to talk about politics either. I'm afraid you women couldn't agree with my opinions any more than you can with your own. And I certainly can't talk about the other candidates with so many of their wives here. There's no sense about talking about clothes because none of us can buy any till the campaign expenses are paid for. And as far as I'm concerned, I can't even charge them till I find out whether I'm going to be elected or working for a living. So I guess I'll just have to wind up talking about men and why they should be repealed. Now, don't think I'm counting the men, but it's time we had a woman president. Millions of people tell me that. Well, maybe not millions, but thousands, or anyway hundreds. At least my sister Bessie told me that. So what's my opinion against millions of people? So, of course, I won't be the first woman president. I'll be the first woman who's president officially. That's all. Now, we've been having unofficial women presidents ever since Martha Washington let George take all the credit. And in those days, there wasn't any Seattle to fly to, so she just ran a candy shop on the side. Where was I? Oh, yes. It's time we girls get together and go places. And why shouldn't we do our backseat driving from the front seat? Why are men the only ones who can get suits with 2 pairs of slacks? Because of the man's world, that's why.
That's absolutely right.
Why, just the other day in Hollywood, a Scotchman he was in kilts and he got on a streetcar and an old lady in riding pants got up and gave him a seat. That's what this man's world is doing to us. But on the other hand, women will admit men on a total loss. Why shouldn't we? We're just as broad-minded as men, no matter how stubborn and narrow they are. Why, I'll be the first to give a man credit when he's done something really big, no matter how small it is. Even a man who gets to be president is surprised. His mother knows he'll be president before he's born, but he's never sure of it till he hears from Mr. Foley. And to show you this is a man's world, just before dinner, Mrs. Burton Wheeler was telling me about her husband. On top of all his campaign worries, his chickens are a big problem. She says Mr. Wheeler's rooster has been lying awake nights trying to figure a way to produce better eggs and more of them. Then in the daytime, the rooster is so tired, the hens have to wake him up to crow about the eggs that they have laid. But our day is coming, we hope. Women in all walks of life know what time it is. even if they're a little late in getting there. And you wives know what's going on, even if you can't prove it. And, oh, it would be wonderful if men and women could play 50-50. But how can they? Half the time the men think they're right. Now, why can't men and women be as friendly to each other as women are? Take two women. There you've got the most beautiful friendship in the world as soon as they find out they both hate the same girlfriend. and that friendship can't be broken till they find out they both like the same boyfriend. But I guess it's our own fault. We spoil men. Well, we shouldn't say men are just grown-up boys. It's bad for the men and very discouraging for the boys. On the other hand, how can you resist a man who does sweet, considerate little things for you? Like Mrs. Dewey told me about her husband. Only last month while she was carrying his armchair over to the window, she dropped her handkerchief and he picked it up for her. Now, you know, it's things like that that make men worth living. So, in conclusion, girls, I can't actually promise that electing me will make men any better, but don't forget this. The most annoying thing about men is that they're so hard to catch. So, girls, with me in the White House, you'll at least know where to look for them. Thank you. So, you see, Judge, that's what happened.
Say, that was a good speech. How did they like it?
How did they like it? Well, I've never seen waitresses more excited.
Waitresses? What about those important women?
Oh, they'd gone home.
You mean you made the speech after they left?
Well, you know me, George. I'm strictly an after-dinner speaker.
Well, that's all I
Gracie, you wanted out here on the telephone. Omaha's calling.
You better hurry. It's a long distance.
Oh, no, it isn't. The phone is right out here in the hall. I'll be right back.
Did I hear correctly? Was that a call from Omaha?
Well, it might have been, George, but we thought we were playing Wouldst Could I But Kiss Thy Hand, O Babe.
And I thought it was Dipsy Doodle without the dips.
Oh, by the way, George, I may not be at rehearsal next Tuesday. You see, I'm taking swimming lessons.
Swimming lessons?
Yes. And you see, old boy, it'd be quite embarrassing for the Secretary of the Navy to be drowning all the time.
Don't worry about that, Ray. The fish will always throw you back.
Yes, and Ray, while you're down there, don't forget to call up Blue Point, 9908.
Who's that?
Minnie the Mermaid.
And if a man answers, it's Johnny Weissmuller.
You know, when Gracie's president goes out fishing, I'm going to supply her with a submarine.
What's that, to keep the sun out of her eyes?
No, that's so she can see whether the bait is still on the hook.
I wonder who could be calling Gracie in Omaha.
Me too, George. I'd give the 25-cent bottle to know.
Well, I said, George, can a person get vaccinated against seasickness?
Yeah, but only on his father's side.
Why, Ray, don't you know that seasickness is nothing to worry about? Well, you know what hiccups are.
Yes, Frank.
Well, it's the same thing with bumps.
Look, let's drop the whole thing and not even talk about the Navy.
You mean goodbye, Mr. Ship?
Yeah, goodbye. Secretary of the Navy, Flirch, taking swimming. Oh, Gracie, who phoned you from Omaha?
Oh, I was talking to Dan, and I said to
Dan?
him... Yes, and I said to him...
Who's Dan?
Dan Butler, mayor of Omaha. And I said to him...
The mayor of Omaha?
Well, sure, every city has a mayor, you know.
Well, thanks.
And they want me to hold my surprise party convention there in May.
You mean to say the people from Omaha actually want you to hold a convention there?
That's what Dan Butler said.
Have the people going out of their minds?
Yes, but they'll be back in time for my convention.
St. Clair Lewis says it can't happen here.
Oh, it's going to be more fun. Union Pacific is going to have a special train for me. The mayor is having a special key to the city made for me. The businessmen are going to have torchlight parades for me. And the people have street dances for me. Oh, there'll be about 300,000 visitors there to cheer for me. And my sister Bessie's going to be there.
Bessie?
Well, she's going to vote for me.
Well, and you can't lose.
Hello, Pris. Oh, hello, Bubbles. What's new since I've been gone?
Oh, nothing much. But when I was crossing Vine Street the other day, I was hit by a truck.
Hurt?
Yes, but they'll be able to get it fixed.
Well, that's a load off my mind. Come in.
Pardon me, is Miss Allen in?
I'm Miss Allen.
Oh, Miss Allen, I met you in Washington last week.
Oh, I remember you. Congressman Bloom.
No.
Oh, Senator Hatch?
No.
Oh, well, I give up. Who are you?
The good humor man. You forgot your chain.
Oh, isn't he honest?
And she's running for president.
Say, Gracie, he's got pretty eyes.
Say, if you think his eyes are pretty, you should taste his orange sherbet.
Well, tell me about the banquet, Gracie. What were the candidates' wives wearing?
Well, I couldn't tell. They all had big signs in front of their dresses.
Signs?
Yes, saying, vote for my husband.
And, Gracie, what did you wear?
Well, it was very formal, so I wore that evening gown with the champagne stains.
With the champagne stain?
Yes.
What was it, Mum's 1928?
No, Duffy, 1395.
That's the beer barrel polka dot dress.
Yes.
Oh, it must have been a thrill meeting and talking to those famous women at the banquet.
Oh, it was. I had the nicest conversation with a congressman's wife, and she was telling me about her children, and I kept asking her to pass the salt.
Well, that was a smart piece of conversation.
Yeah, well, I had to ask her 6 times. Even those congressmen's wives won't pass anything.
Bubbles, I've got a little news for you. Gracie is holding her surprise party convention in Omaha.
I love Omaha. I lost 3 pounds there.
Is that so?
Is it definitely settled, Gracie, that we're going to Omaha?
Oh, sure, Ray.
Well, then I'd better go home and start shaving.
Shaving? The convention isn't for 2 months. Is it going to take you that long to shave?
Or maybe longer, George. There's no blade in my razor, you see.
Oh. Well, you know that old saying, Ray. You can't get blade out of a turnip. Oh, how do you like that, Frank?
Anchor.
Anchor?
It sinks.
It does,
Say, Gracie, on that trip to Omaha, do you mind taking my mother-in-law?
Well, not at all, Truman.
But thanks. My wife and I'd like to be alone for a while.
We're not going to Omaha for 2 months, and everybody's getting ready.
So is Laura.
Who is Laura?
My kangaroo.
Oh, your kangaroo. The one you're using, the
Party
emblem.
Yes,
I thought
that's
so.
right.
Don't tell me a kangaroo is going to Omaha with you.
Well, she's home right now packing her bag.
She is, huh?
George wants me to do my campaign song again on account of he sings the chorus in it. Vote for Gracie, vote for Gracie. She's the best little skipper in the land. Vote for Gracie, vote for Gracie. Won't you please give this little girl a hand? That's me. Even big politicians don't know what to do. Gracie doesn't know either, but neither do you. So vote for Gracie to win the presidential race. 100 million strong. That's right, you can't go wrong. Vote for Gracie. Keep voting all day long.
Keep voting all day long. Keep voting all day long. Fill up the bag.
Figaro. Oh, Gracie, it's awfully high, don't you know? I'm for Gracie. To lead the boys of Mary Chasey.
100 million votes.
That's right, you can't go wrong. Vote for Gracie. Keep voting all day long. All right, George, here's what you've been waiting for.
Oh, vote for Gracie, so I can be by myself. Please vote for Gracie, so I'll be happy on the shelf. If she's elected, I'll be neglected. And I can stay home and play solitaire and keep that silly dame out of my hair.
Vote for Gracie, vote for Gracie, vote for Gracie, vote for Gracie. The hands are the softest in the land. Vote for Gracie, vote for Gracie, vote for Gracie, vote for Gracie.
Now let's have Truman Bradley take the stand.
Why don't you be like Gracie? Be fair to yourself. Keep Heinz Honey and Almond right there on your shelf.
Goodbye to Chapman.
Let's get together now and clap then.
And for a thrill and do, we'll tell you what to do. Vote for Gracie, and she'll shake hands with you. Vote for Gracie, yes, yes. Vote for Gracie, yes, yes.
If the country's going Gracie, so can you.
Hey! Vote, 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 vote.
Uncle Sam, let me paddle your canoe. I'm just like Joan of Arc, I hear destiny call. It's a call to the ballpark to throw out the ball.
Vote for Gracie, to win the presidential race. 100 million strong, that's right, you can't go wrong. Vote for Gracie.
Isn't it thrilling?
Keep voting all day long.
Would you like a copy of Gracie's campaign song, Vote for Gracie? Yes, I mean the actual sheet music, complete with lyrics and verses. Well, here's how you can get a copy of this song. Just write your name and address on the back of a Heinz Honey and Almond Cream carton. That 25, 50-cent, or dollar-size carton, or 2 10-cent-size cartons, and mail it to Gracie Allen, Hollywood, California. That's all. Then in a few days, you'll receive your copy of Gracie's campaign song, Vote for Gracie. Oh, I almost forgot. This sheet music has a swell picture of Gracie on the cover, too, which shows how sweet and lovable Gracie really is in person. You can get Heinz Honey and Almond Cream at any toilet goods counter. You'll find every creamy drop of this quick comfort lotion helps ease away that rough sandpapery look, coaxes back a smoother, more comfortable feeling to your hands. So get a bottle of Heinz tonight and use it faithfully for softer, prettier hands. And remember, write your name and address on the back of the carton and send it to Gracie Allen, Hollywood, and you'll get your own copy of Gracie's great campaign song, Vote for Gracie.
Thanks, Truman. Well, Gracie, say good night.
Well, good night. And when I'm in the White House, you're all invited to come and have tea with me. But don't forget to bring your own lemon as I'm cutting down on the budget, you know.
Good night.
Have you tried the new hand cream in jars, made by the makers of the famous Heinz Honey and Almond Cream? Just like the creamy Heinz, which you know so well, the new Heinz Hand Cream is a quick softener for rough hands. It's fragrant, too, and not a bit sticky. Makes hands lovely.
Vote for Gracie. Vote for Gracie. She's the best little skipper in the land.
Next Wednesday at this same time, over these same stations, George and Gracie and all the rest of us will be back again, don't forget. And don't forget, for honeymoon hands, it's Heinz Honey and Almond Cream. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.